New game casual, glitchless. No glitches in this house for this run. But with me here today is Marforia.
Hello, everyone.
And yeah, we're going to start the game off real quick. The time doesn't start until I get control of Ethan, so we're going to skip a few cutscenes here. But I hope everybody's doing well. Hello.
Skipping all the beautiful cutscenes.
But more you took, she snarled.
Yeah, we gotta wait on this one a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, in 3,
In a blink,
2,
the girl was
1,
trapped in...
go. And all right, so immediately we start off with holding the rose. So the intro is basically, it's kind of close to what RE7's intro is, with like the very slow pacing. But then after a few minutes, it does pick up. But we have to go put Rose to bed here. I'm kind of upset we can't use mods for the speedrun. Because I do enjoy the Chris Redfield baby head mod.
No Chris Redfield babies here.
No, unfortunately not. All right.
Now, you may notice Ethan moves he moves much faster in this game than he does in 7, which feels really nice when you speedrun this game.
Oh, for sure. I don't have my splits open, so the siege section is going to be interesting.
You'll be okay.
Yeah, it's fine. So there are certain things that come down to timing and making sure you're in a certain spot at the right time. But yeah, it'll be fine.
You'll be good.
Gives me more time to lose DA. So one thing I really want to mention right off the bat, this game has DA. If you're not sure what DA is, it is difficulty adjustment. So basically, difficulty adjustment, what it is the more you take damage, the lower your DA score goes. And that makes the game a little bit easier. So bosses will be easier, or things will just be more in your favor. If you shoot an enemy, or if you kill a boss, or anything like that, your DA goes up. So that makes things a bit harder, obviously. So that is quite a thing we do use in this run. RE7 has nothing of the sort, unless you're maybe doing Madhouse knife only. But otherwise, yeah, it's a lot.
I'm so sorry. I was going through my notes and I forgot to mute myself in OBS. I saw someone in chat saying Mar in her notebook. My bad, cat.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Ain't nothing wrong with taking notes. That's sometimes a big thing of speedrunning. Notes are important sometimes, especially when there's a lot to remember. Hello, Crow.
Yeah, there's tons to remember in this game, especially like, well, the menuing, the Duke stops, item pickups, what to buy and sell, etc. Yeah, someone in chat said even in casual. Absolutely in casual as well.
Oh, yeah. So basically, we don't buy any case upgrades. There's a few case upgrades you can buy if you'd like, but we don't do that at all in this category. For hardcore, definitely, but for this category, we try to not use any of that. There is a few things that we will be buying, thankfully, because this is not glitched or anything like that. We don't have to worry about buying the sniper later on, but we will get to that when we get to. I just want to preface, or like mention anyways, that it's nighttime, but for some reason time moves really quickly in this house. I don't know what it is, but it's a thing.
Maybe it was like 5 a.m. when the car crashed, and then as soon as like all of this happened, the sun came up.
It came up pretty quickly.
And
it took a matter of like a minute.
And yes, if you have not played Village yet, because the game is still quite new. It came out last month.
Last year.
Yeah, this is a pretty spoiler-heavy speedrun.
Yeah. We skip all the cutscenes. However,
there's still going to be stuff that, you'll see.
Yeah. So it's daytime now.
What's it all
Like I said, time moved really fast in this house, but it's cool. At least we can see things now.
True. And Kat will be coming upon her first retry here.
Yeah, so in RE7, there's a lot of retry points. Not a lot, not as much as this game. But in in this game, there's a heck of a lot. I'm probably not going to do a good amount of them because most of the retries in this game are mainly just pushing you ahead a few steps, which is not really important when you're, when you're just doing an RTA versus IGT or with the timer that we use. So the in-game timer for this game, it's a thing. It's interesting. I don't know how I don't know what their thinking was with the timer in this game. So basically, if you retry, it puts you back at the point you were when you were at that point of the checkpoint or the or quick save or whatever. Anyways, but if you die and you retry, it resets the timer pretty much.
It goes back. Oh, nice dodge.
Yeah, so now the game's finally picking up.
Everyone's favorite Resident Evil asset right here. Still going strong.
The bolt cutters. And that was the last we ever heard of the bolt cutters.
Yep. They were there and done, and pretty much every single Resident Evil game that came out in recent years have had not many used for the bolt cutters.
Alright, sorry. I was going on a tangent on the timer, but now it's
Now it's game time. Oh, you got an herb. Nice.
Which means the box won't have an herb, which is fine. We got an herb.
So we're coming upon the lichen horde here. And this section, ooh, I mean, it took us a little bit to figure out how this whole thing worked, right, Kat?
Yeah, it took a minute. So basically, we do not want to enter any of the houses, and we're just going to take as much damage as we possibly can.
Yeah.
So pretty much, we're just going to have a snuggle fest with the lichens here.
So Kat mentioned earlier the DA, the difficulty adjustment, and essentially we're gonna try to get our DA as close as possible to 0 because that's gonna help us with our boss fights later, mainly Moreau. But yeah, you essentially want to take as much damage as possible from all these lichens, and you kind of want to hope they grab and bite you as opposed to just punching you. They could be very silly.
They're on a timer as well, so you kind of have to jump between all the different lichens so that way they can give you, you just have to wait at them. On casual, they're very docile.
Yeah.
They don't do a crazy. Oh,
Not as aggressive.
yeah, they're not as aggressive, but you really hope they are aggressive.
Yeah.
All right, hey, do damage.
Please,
Hit me.
please, sir. Thank you.
Hit me, please. Come on, fellas, let's go.
Time. Open up the pit. Time for the mosh pit.
All right, so now we're gonna. Our health is going to regen, but we're gonna go and sit over here real quick. So we want Urias. He's the big guy that spawns over here. We want him to. We want to basically be over here we want to be over here for him to spawn because this just makes this part quicker. But we're gonna take damage while we're waiting. We just need to be standing here while we wait. There he is.
There he is. So Kat will know, she'll now grab the chem fluid and the herb that is always in this house right here, and she'll craft 2 heals. We want to use the 1 heal while we're in danger here because heals do bring your DA down even more. So we'll use that second heal once the lichen horde is done. So yeah. And I believe this is the only section that we use heals, and I think we use it at the Lady D fight as well. Other than that, really don't pick up heals or craft heals in this game because you want to spend the least amount of time in your inventory as possible, and crafting stuff, that timer is still running.
Yeah. So we're gonna go grab the shotgun.
Interesting enough, if you don't grab this shotgun here, it'll teleport to that church in the village, which is interesting.
Yeah, we just grab it here early on for inventory purposes.
Yeah.
It's just might as well since we're waiting anyways.
There's no need to wait for it. It's just kind of like a continuation of what they do in Resident Evil. If you don't pick up this important weapon, they're going to teleport it somewhere where you see it.
Yeah. So we're actually going to shoot ourselves with the barrels as well. And we basically want to get our DA as low as possible, and I have an SRT open to... Oh, I'll take
Yeah,
that.
sure. Gunpowder? Heck yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hopefully...
Yeah, you're down to 191. I think you're good.
Right.
I think
And it should happen any second now.
we're gonna get an arrow to
Where's
the knee.
the arrow to the knee? Arrow to the knee! Come on. I'm trying not to get hit at the same time because if I get hit, it delays it.
There it is.
All right, we're gonna take the heal, and we're at exactly 0 DA
yes.
flat.
That's awesome. That means the run's gonna treat her well the rest of this time, especially Moreau. Good old Moreau.
Moreau, I love him. He is the best.
He is the best, and we're not just memeing on that. Like he's a great character. It's like he was like the sleeper character that we didn't expect to love.
And the funny thing is that the person who voices Moreau is the same person who voices Lucas in RE7, which is why I guess I ended up liking Moreau a lot more.
Yeah.
All right, shoot that fence. If you just walk in a diagonal line in this cornfield, they should never hit you.
Yeah, because I think there's about 3 lichens there.
Yeah, and they just don't hit you. You're fine.
Now you may notice Kat's already picked up like a couple gunpowders and stuff like that. And I did mention crafting earlier, how we don't craft a lot, but we will be crafting 3 pipe bombs later in the factory. So you need gunpowder and metal scrap for that. Not rusted scrap, you need metal scrap, which is a little harder to find. So thankfully we can basically get our gunpowder pickups way early in the game, and we get the metal scrap ones a little bit later.
Man.
This way.
What's funny is in Resident Evil 7, in the basement section with Mia, you can't walk past her at all, but you can walk past this lady. but
For whatever reason, yeah.
but you still
Doesn't body block you.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the one nice thing about this. One nice thing about this run is that you can just skip cutscenes, and I am going to mention one thing.
Moving fast.
So there's going to be a lot of times where... Hello, hit the gas. There you go. There's going to be a lot of times where I pause, and it is intentional. So items tend to load as the drawers are opening. So if you pause, the item loads in while you're paused. So if you see me pausing at drawers or chests or anything like that, it's mainly just because I want the item to load in a lot quicker.
Yeah, you definitely use it for a couple, definitely quite a few key items here. And yeah, it's kind of interesting how pausing, affects like the load times and stuff like that. Like you will see Kat later kind of use like pause buffers at elevators and whatnot. So yeah, pausing on certain items at drawers or chests, you could literally just pause and then spam confirm, and you don't even see the interaction really. It just kind of picks up immediately.
All right.
Guess this leads to the castle.
Go. Awesome.
Aren't those puzzle pieces a little RNG, like in terms of like...
Yeah. So the placement of those crests are like where they start are completely like basically RNG. You'll either get really close to where it needs to be or like super far away, which is kind of tedious because it does lose a bit of time. But it's not a big deal. Oh, we get a brief moment with this cutscene because it doesn't allow us to skip it right away.
This is where you meet the 4 lords of the village here.
Hi, Andy. He's away. So I started running this game because I was super heavy into RE7. I have like thousands of hours in RE7, and I was like really hyped about RE8 because it's just, I love first-person speedruns. They're probably some of my favorite, and also since it's kind of close to how RE7 is, I was just like, oh, this should be awesome. I'm very excited. lo and behold, this speedrun actually has a lot of weird quirks to it that make it a little bit of a pain versus RE7. But I still love it as a speed game and casually. It's probably one of my favorite games casually.
It's a pretty fun run. Trying to optimize it, of course, I think that's where it gets a little difficult because when there's RNG with enemies or some item pickups like the boxes and stuff like that, that can be a little difficult once you start to optimize the time to like world record top times. But yeah, just running it normally or playing it casually, it's such a great game.
Wait, do those
I feel like
freaks have
the
rows?
biggest boss would have to be probably the the frame rate. This game is kind of not super optimized. It gets a little laggy here and there. So running it on like a very low-end PC or mid-tier PC can be a little jarring just because you want 120 FPS, but getting a stable 120? I have some words.
I remember.
But it's fine. Most of the time I get 120, but sometimes it gets a little shaky.
I remember.
Sorry, you were saying.
Oh no, I was gonna. It's okay. I was gonna say. Remember when this game came out? Because in Resident Evil 7, everyone ran on like the PC runners. We all ran on variable, and of course, we're all like, oh, okay, we'll run variable here, or at least see how it is or how it works. And oh man, it lagged OBS so bad.
Yeah, that's a one thing. You can't run this game on variable, just because it will get a little laggy. By a little, I mean a lot. OBS just doesn't like this game for some reason. All right, we gotta wait a second
And then
say hi to our ladies.
Ooh.
So I am running a thing called bug mod or bug removal mod because it does help with the FPS. So if you see that they're kind of coming in out of nowhere, there's no bugs. It's mainly just for stability reasons. And I just need to let this play.
We love our daughters, though.
Also, apologies for being a bit, I had to do some really
Late?
good just a little bit. Thank you, by the way, Richard.
Late to your own party.
Thank you, Richard. Yeah, it was a bit hectic.
Fashionably late, though. You're okay.
Welcome, McDices.
Hope you're all doing good.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. Hope you're all doing good today.
Oh, we're having a great time.
Also, I'd like to note that Capcom really hates Ethan's hands.
Oh man.
Yeah, they do.
Poor Ethan. He's just out here trying his best to like help his family, and they just destroy his hands.
Yeah, they definitely have something against that because even in 7, you know, he loses his left hand and stuff like that. But in this game, wow, they're brutal. Absolutely
Yeah,
brutal.
they just nonstop, left and right, just destroying his hands.
Now, interesting fact about the castle. So Ethan's here in the castle because he's looking for Rose, but as you can tell, the Dimitrescu daughters and Lady Dimitrescu, they're really intrigued with Ethan because they don't get men in their castle a lot. All the enemies in the castle that you'll see are actually women because they drank the blood of young women to make wine. But they still needed to consume like flesh to survive, like blood and flesh. So they ate the men and just kind of drained the blood of the women. So that's why and I'd imagine that's probably why they're excited to see Ethan because they don't get man blood as often.
Yeah, pretty much. But they do mention that Ethan's blood is stale.
Yes.
And there is a reason behind that. Oh yeah, also her voice line just doesn't happen there for some reason.
I wonder if it's because of the bugs, like lack of bugs or something.
Maybe. That might be it. All right. So we do the retry here to cancel the fall animation. Basically, just a quick retry so we don't have to watch Ethan get up.
Yeah, it saves a few seconds.
Oh, Dimitrescu!
Hello.
How are you doing? Kiss, kiss.
Do you like how she has to like duck under doors?
I love it.
I mean, if she's lived in this castle for quite a while, you know, maybe you can like extend the door frames a little bit or something. I don't know. Maybe she enjoys that.
Maybe, I don't know.
You know, maybe she. I
You
was I was gonna say maybe she kills all the carpenters.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe. Nobody wants to come to the house. Don't blame them. All right, so we're gonna grab our pipe bomb here.
And that box is not RNG. There will always be a pipe bomb there. It's interesting because kind of similar, like in RE7, some crates are not RNG and some are. A lot of crates in this game are RNG, but yeah, that one will always have a pipe bomb.
I can't. Cassandra caused all this mess. Me neither.
Ethan with his mind looks like he's carrying a little plate to eat lunch.
All right.
And
yeah, we just kill her with just
one mine. That's it.
And we're gonna shoot her to get the gate open earlier, and go grab ourselves some wine.
I love the design of that
bottle's
bottle.
Huge. It is huge though. It was a big bottle.
Don't
Yeah, I'm not complaining.
don't drink it all at once, Ethan. You might need some when more stuff happens to your hands.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit. All right. And goodbye, wine. It was nice knowing you. It looks like the bottle got so much smaller.
Yeah.
In your hands, it's so much bigger, but yeah.
A little bit more like kind of puzzles in this game, more than previous titles. I know Resident Evil 3 Remake didn't have as many puzzles in that game, like 2 and 7 kind of. Would you agree?
7 was mostly shadow puzzles.
Yeah.
And I like that they at least upgraded from shadow puzzles a bit. You know, I wasn't against the shadow puzzles.
Yeah.
You know, big fan. But it's nice to at least have like somewhat head-scratching puzzles. Although the puzzles in this game are no means like that hard. There's only like one puzzle in this whole entire game that I feel was actually like a head-scratcher at first.
Yeah.
Which is the one we're actually coming up to.
Yes.
Have you done to my daughter?
It's crazy. She like disappears immediately. Like when you approach her, you see like her dress flowing around the corner, and then you turn the corner and she's gone. And you don't hear a door close. So it's like, dang, lady.
All right. So we're going to be coming up to our first 30 FPS swap, which we do that a few times in this run. Just to get by enemies a little bit quicker. It makes our hitbox essentially a little bit smaller.
She'll be able to squeeze right by these enemies. No problem.
Oh, that one. Usually we will try to shoot those.
Yeah.
But it's
That
fine.
lady's a little stubborn.
This one, however.
Yeah.
This one I don't like. She's a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
But we switch and we just get by her very quickly.
Nice.
Easy peasy.
Easy clap.
And we shoot that one for good measure.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Now, coming upon a really fun cutscene with Lady D that we are going to skip, but this is a great cutscene. I think a lot of people saw this like on Twitter or something like that, where Lady D like throws the table and everything. Such a great.
Or as Maggie Robertson likes to say,
Go ahead, do your
I
worst.
haven't had that happen before. That was
Yeah.
weird.
So since we
That's never happened to me before.
Since we skipped that cutscene, Lady D like throws Ethan into the floor and he falls down like 3 stairs or something, 3 stories or something like that. He falls down pretty far.
Yeah, how he survives, he's a tank.
We'll eventually figure out why he can take so much damage.
Oh no, she's in the middle. I'm gonna go around.
Yeah, so with cutscene skips, apparently with the Lady D ones, you want to skip those cutscenes as quick as possible because it'll determine where Lady D is standing. So usually if you skip that cutscene as quick as possible, she'll be kind of more to the left a little bit, but if you wait just a little bit too long, then she'll kind of be in the middle there. But you still juked her just fine.
Yeah, like if she ends up in the middle, I just go around because it's better than being really slow because when you do get into that part, Ethan's health is dropped down to 30%. which means when it's down to 30%.1, sorry, 30.1, because if it's 30, you're in critical, but if it's in 30.1, you're just above critical. So basically, if she hits you, you get into critical, and then you're really slow, and then it takes a really long time for Ethan to get back to not critical. So yeah, it's easier just to go around her.
But at least you get a free heal right here, which is nice.
Yeah, you go right back up to 100%. And you get your hand back.
And your jacket's sewn back on magically.
Yeah, I don't. A lot of people mention that.
Really
I still don't get it.
Dude, we need some of that.
It's, yeah, all my clothes are broken. Don't worry, I got this juice.
So while we have do have a moment here. Actually, I do have a question since you know, RE Village is a rather new game. I did want to talk about it a little bit earlier, but I did run a little bit behind. But so with a new game like RE Village, I'm imagining there's probably a lot of routing that was may have been done by either Kat or both of you. So how is like routing a new game like this? Was it like hard to find strats, new things to do? Like how much of the process was that kind of there?
So immediately when because I was very grateful enough to get the game early, thank you, Capcom. But immediately after my casual playthroughs, I was just like, all right, time to start labbing. We found out about the DA thing pretty early on. It was really funny because Zeke and I were sitting there and we're just like, how come you got through that a lot quicker than me? And I'm like, I don't know. I guess I just did it better.
You're built different.
Yeah, for me, I didn't start my speed. I was still playing through the game casually. Like I played it day of the Friday it came out, and then finished it that Saturday. And I didn't start routing it until Monday, like going through it again casually and stuff like that. Before that, who also enjoyed this bell puzzle, and how long did it take them? Because it took me forever to find that one in the window and the one above the counter there.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it took me a hot minute.
It's a haunting ground puzzle.
My favorite one. Cassandra, come here now.
I love that line. She's so commanding and awesome. But
she did such a great job.
But yeah, the game was pretty much like a basic route was already kind of found when I started running the game. The one thing it was that I thought that one of my favorite things to mess around with is like finding different ways to beat bosses and stuff. So that was really fun to see, like working out timing and different strats and stuff for that.
And I especially ask because I know both you heavily ran RE7, and Kat as well. I know you're going to be doing RE7 during SGDQ coming up in, what, 2 weeks?
Yes.
Yeah.
About 2 weeks?
Actually.
First week in July.
Sorry, I picked up the lockpick, and that's going to mess with some okay, we're fine. Yeah, so certain things, if you pick them up, it does mess with your inventory, and
Crazy witch.
not very. It can be interesting. I just have to sell the lockpick.
That's okay. A little bit extra money. I think it gives you like
Fudge.
50. I was gonna say 50 cents, 50 lie, something like that.
Excuse me.
Nice.
Is done in by the likes of you.
What's interesting as well, like just noting, because the accidental lockpick pickup, like picking up items is really fast, or it depends. Like some of them are random, like they have a little delay, but the menu in general has way more of a delay than it does in 7. Like the menu, of course, like we always rave about the inventory, how we can interact with it during downtime and things like that. We can't do that in this game, but yeah, it's pretty gnarly. And I know Kat, because she's been derusting with RE7, going in between this game and that one, and it's like,
oh, I miss the RE7 menu so much.
it's like, wow,
it was so nice. You just get to do things on the fly and not have to worry, because technically the menu in this game pauses everything around you, but it also pauses the in-game time. Not only does that pause the in-game time, but any time you spend in the Duke stop, or like when you are shopping at the Duke, that also pauses time in the game. So our timer that we have is basically set up so it still continuously runs in menus and during the Duke.
Okay, I should be able to get out with these.
The one downside, though, of going between the two games is, Ethan moves really fast in this game. Menu's a little bit slower, but then you go to RE7, menu is faster. But yeah, Ethan moves very slow in 7.
I cannot do, if I do RE8 at the beginning of my stream, I cannot do RE7 right after because I will complain about Ethan being super slow the entire time.
He has molasses in his shoes. No, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
Ma'am, move your butt.
That happens to me sometimes too. It's okay.
I just didn't do the movement quick enough. Pleasure.
Yeah, what's also really cool too is, like
Rage.
using the mouse menu in 7 was a little slow, but here in Village, it's like way faster if like your mouse is hovered over a particular thing.
Thanks.
Oh, do you want to explain this part too, Kat? Because this blew my mind when I learned this.
Oh yeah, so the reason why I went to go see the Duke there was because while the Duke cutscene is playing out, the door is still opening. So I'll just go to the cutscene to let that happen, and so Dimitrescu doesn't slaughter me.
Now, Kat's going into her Dimitrescu boss fight, so primary things we'll be using here are just sniper, handgun. Well, actually, do you use handgun here? I know there's a few different things. Okay, all right, then just sniper and pipe bombs. Before we can do any more damage to her, we have to get rid of these two arches right here. So we're gonna do a little bit of damage to her to get her health down to 50%, below 50% rather, which Kat did.
And we're purposely taking a hit there to lower, to lower our DA and to also get rid of the heal out of our inventory because we literally do not need it. And it will mess things up later down the road. And I'm hoping the lockpick doesn't mess things up too much. It should be.
I think you'll be fine because you don't really pick up most things between now and your first Duke stop. So we throw the 2 pipe bombs before she jumps off, and then there we go. Yep.
And she's done.
And that's it. Yeah, you do 1 sniper shot before she flies off, and then 1 immediately when she gets out there, and yeah, she'll be dead though, or at least the first cycle will be.
I always get worried because sometimes items can be very delayed. Oh, ooh. All right, now. Now we go.
Nice.
But yeah, sometimes item swapping can be a little delayed, so it's a little nerve-wracking when I basically like spam the sniper button to make sure that I have it out when I need it.
Yeah,
because you want to shoot her before she flies off.
yeah. So you're sitting there spamming your hotkey for your sniper. So you wait to do that shot because she regens a little bit of health there. So as soon as she says morsel is when you start laying that damage into her. And that was a good clean fight, Kat. Well done.
Woo! I didn't mess it up. I'm more scared about Moreau, to be honest.
You'll be fine. Your DA's at 0. You'll be just fine.
Yeah, we're at you can see my DA, that's right.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Thank you, DirectX overlay.
Yeah, so there is a few the SRT in this game is actually shout outs to Video Game Roulette, Squirrelies, and as well as Cursed Toast for all the amazing behind the scenes work when it comes to the timer, the FOV mod, as well as the SRT, which is great information. If you're not sure what SRT stands for, it means speedrunner tool. Speedrun tool. And it gives you all the information that you would need, your DA score, your rank, where you are currently, like your coordinates, as well as enemy HP, your HP, and as well as the money, how much money you have. Awesome tool for this game, especially since DA and seeing boss health is like kind of a very important thing for a lot of reasons.
Well, the DA is especially very important in casual runs. I don't believe you don't really use DA in hardcore or Voss, but having
Hardcore a little bit,
Okay.
yeah. So in hardcore, DA is somewhat important for like boss fights. It's not as important as it is in casual, but it can have like there are certain moments where you do need to pay attention to your DA. Some people don't use the SRT, and that's more than fine as well. Hi Duke. Bye Duke.
it certainly makes things so it definitely helped optimize this game much quicker, being able to see that information, especially when for routing every single category, you'll see every single runner, like is casual, hardcore, Voss, like labbing out those boss fights and stuff. You'll always see the HP up there.
Oh, nice! I got that shot on the door.
Nice.
So we actually break open a lock on that door to get through it. It's basically opening up a shortcut early.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Although getting that shortcut, getting the lock on that door can be something else sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you think you hit it, like you're aiming right on it, but then I guess the bullet hits to the left a little bit on one of the buildings, and you're just like, I'm shooting right at it.
What do you mean? Yeah, this gun isn't all too great sometimes.
How precise is that shot?
Quite.
I wouldn't say it's a little tight, just as long as you're kind of like to the right a little bit.
Oh, no.
Oh, excuse me, sir.
He was right behind me. I should have turned around and shot him early. It's fine.
That's okay.
Also,
He can sometimes be there.
I guess it raises another question I've been having. With the game, because I know RE7 doesn't have too much RNG on the ammo routing. With this game, is there a lot of RNG on enemy drops or just ammo in general?
We don't really worry too much about, well, at least on casual, we don't worry too much on ammo and all that. Generally because we have most of what we need in what's like the static pickups.
Right.
Voss and hardcore can be a little bit more like your run can be determined a little bit on what you get to pick up, but for the most part, it's a lot of static drops. The only thing that's really RNG is we're actually coming up to it very soon.
Oh no.
Is the doll placement for Angie.
That should be fun.
Yeah, that's after the Beneviento puzzle there, so we'll be able to explain that once we get to that part.
Also, really quick for a general chat thing, if you're wondering what's on deck today, we have new game casual glitchless and then new game hardcore. Those are our two
I
runs.
think it's new game, hardcore, any percent.
Yes.
Yes?
I figured part of the fun would be kind of have a good showcase, a sample of RE Village, and then, assuming a lot of people are going to be probably trying to do VOS for AGDQ.
Probably.
So that's kind of my hunch or guess on that one.
Your prediction.
Pretty much.
GDQ
Obviously,
fantasy.
there's no
prediction.
guarantees that things can change, but given the trend of RE games, and how Madhouse was taken, it's a pretty good hunch.
I guess we shall see. At least with this game, the one thing that's nice about this game is that checkpoints are all the same throughout every single category. In RE7, there was less checkpoints for Madhouse, but in this game, Village of Shadows is all the checkpoints are the same.
Yeah.
So if you die, you don't really have to worry as much because you get set back not too far.
Yeah. In Madhouse, I think there was literally 3 checkpoints or 4 in the whole game. Maybe a little less. I just know if you died at March 2, the spider
You get
bug.
set all the way back to the dinner
Yep,
scene.
all the way back to
God.
that dinner table scene, and you have to do Jack 1, Jack 2, all that stuff all over again, and all the March fights. I know that that was a little frustrating for folks.
This can't be real.
Yeah, it's quite a thing. But this on this game, it's not as bad.
Yeah.
Thankfully, for anybody who runs Voss,
Am I losing it?
the biggest headache for Voss runners is the beginning part, the Lichen Siege, where you just have to survive. But yeah, I'm probably gonna submit new game hardcore to AGDQ. Why not? I'll throw my hat in.
Always throw your
say,
hat in.
submit all the
Always.
categories, honestly.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of submissions, which is awesome. The RE Village community is actually really huge right now. I know within
yeah.
like the first week or so of that Discord being open, there's like thousands of people in that Discord. It's quite amazing to see.
I think out of all the RE games, it was probably one of the largest releases and like one of the largest immediate bumps.
Right. Because like I know a
League
lot of people
Demonstress.
got into speedrunning with 7 and you know a lot of the other subsequent releases after that, but yeah, you see so many people saying, you know, after their village playthrough, they're like, hey, like I know that I want this to be my first speedrun, so it's a good first speedrun game as well.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Benny Vanto House, is she going? Oh yeah, no speed boost, but that's okay.
Nah. There is a speed boost thing. It saves a couple of seconds, but there is a chance I could mess it up. And for event purposes, I'm not gonna bother with it. It's kind of cool to see, but if it doesn't work, then it's just like, oh, I just wasted my time.
You're good. Because you may notice that Ethan he's moving a bit slower in this section. That's actually because he inhaled like some pollen. It's like a hallucinogenic pollen, which is why you're going to see some kind of crazy stuff here. Which, by the way, I don't know about you, Kat, but this was my favorite part in my casual playthrough. This part with
I definitely enjoyed this part. It definitely it takes a break in pacing. I know there's a lot of people who didn't like it because, you know, reasons. But it wasn't too bad. Like I like kind of like a little break in between like the action sort of thing.
right. It definitely reminded me of the birthday puzzle in Resident Evil 7, which that was also like my favorite part in that game. It's just nice to have these like escape room intricate puzzles like this.
Wait, where's my gun?
Yeah, the escape room. I love escape rooms. Even like IRL escape rooms are like some of my favorite things. I enjoy puzzles.
Yeah.
Or just trying to like escape. I don't know.
It's super fun. But I don't know about you. I feel like sometimes there might be some such thing as too many people in an escape room because I've been in an escape room with like 10 people and then there like you have like 3 people doing all the stuff and you're just kind of standing there.
It gets a little crowded. I prefer like a small group of people in an escape room.
Like 4 to 5.
Why is this here?
All right.
So throughout this whole part in the Benny Vanto house, you're essentially just trying to get, you're essentially trying to leave the basement. Well, actually, something that we didn't explain because we've been skipping the cutscenes really is, so we're trying to find Rose, right? You know, Ethan's daughter. She's actually separated into 4 separate flasks. I know it's weird, right? How do you fit a baby into 4 flasks? But yeah, so we already have the first flask. We got that after the Lady D fight. And here we are. We saw the second flask when we first came down here, but then Angie, that weird doll, she kind of took it away. So we just kind of need to get out of here and go find Rose. And we have to solve a few weird, creepy puzzles here.
She also took all of our weapons and money.
That's true.
Somehow. She just robbed us.
How did Ethan not, I guess she's like a professional pickpocketer, phantom pickpocket or something.
I guess so. Oh. There you go. Yeah, basically this part, it just takes away everything from you, and it throws you through a few puzzles, but none of the puzzles are RNG, thankfully. They're all static, so you can literally just find the pattern and go with it.
Yeah, makes
it
quite painless. You just move your keys, hit confirm. It helps.
Yeah, it's a lot more oriented around movement and how well you hit your keys, I guess. I don't know. And also making sure you don't hit the wrong hitbox, because that happens and then you lose like 50 million years.
Oh goodness, yeah, like the interactions in this game are very unforgiving if you select the wrong thing because we mentioned earlier the menu being a little delayed. It's the same thing if you use the wrong item and stuff like that, especially on this mannequin doll here.
Yeah, she's got some weird hitbox, especially with between the eye, the mouth. If you look at this part specifically before you look at the mouth, Ethan will literally just stare at it for 10 seconds. You're like, oh, what do I do with this? Smile.
Yeah, Kat's not lying about the 10-second part because you do lose like 10 seconds from the wrong interaction. In RE7, we only lost like 3 to 4 seconds.
3 seconds?
Yeah.
It was like 3.
Yeah, if you like use the wrong key or wrong item or something. But yeah, in this game, they're just like, nope, you're gonna lose a little bit more time.
Because Ethan has to stare at things a little bit longer, I guess. I don't know. It just always felt so weird to me. It's like, why do I have to sit here and look at this thing
Clearly,
for that long?
what ended up happening is that Ethan traded the speed of his legs for the speed of his brain.
Ooh,
You know, that's a good point. The mold got to his brain a little bit.
a little bit.
It all went down to his feet.
Also,
Yes,
also
I am happy that he moves faster.
true. Also, what's that sound? What's going on?
Shut up, baby.
What's going on?
Thank
Why
you.
is it dark? Why is it red? Where'd the mannequin go?
Places.
Now, I think this is everyone's favorite part of the game. Ooh.
It's like,
Kat, what was your reaction when you first saw the baby?
I can't even remember. I was just like, I think it came down to, what in the heck is that? Why is that? How? No, thank you. I go now. And I think I just hid in a locker for like 10 minutes. I was like, no, I'm just gonna stay in here. I live here now.
Yeah. Definitely something I wasn't expecting in a Resident Evil game. Not like it's unlike, anything or something, but still. Also, max distance. I'm glad that's still a thing in this game.
Yeah, certain items you have to be like right up and close and personal with it, but some items it's just like, oh, it's right there. I can just hit it from like 10 feet away for some reason.
Bye, baby.
All right. Bye, baby.
Yeah, so we have to restore power to that elevator by grabbing a fuse. You see how it's light here? Well, grabbing that fuse...
Yeah, about that.
Yep. Now it's dark again. And we're coming upon our baby skip. Now, there's
Yes.
a few different...
There's like a bajillion ways to do
Yeah,
this.
there's a few different setups.
I'm doing it the safe way, quote unquote safe way.
Kind of wait for... Nice.
Bye-bye.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, there actually is like I'm not even kidding. There's like 10 different ways to do that skip. It all comes down to one person came up with one strat, and then another person came up with another strat behind the door, and then another one, and then another. And then it just kind of got a little insane with how many people came up with different ways to do it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool to see how like flexible certain things can be. Oh no.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
I don't think I've ever
Let me-
turned around at this part. Oh God, that is terrifying. I just remember staring at the elevator being like, go, open, please.
Bye-bye. I like how it disappears and then it reappears.
God, its mouth is like a vacuum, portal, something.
Anybody want a baby?
No. No, please.
We'll call you Dada. It's great.
Alrighty. Now, anyone like dolls? Y'all a fan of dolls?
I do
was gonna
not.
say,
I hate dolls.
I know-
especially porcelain dolls. Keep them away from me, please.
Kat doesn't like dolls. We're skipping this, but all the dolls, they're kind of alive right now, and we have to go find Angie. If you wait too long to find Angie, all the dolls will awaken and start attacking you. But since we know where Angie's gonna be, or at least where we think she's gonna be, we won't be able to see any of that.
Really funny enough, my first playthrough, I didn't get attacked by any of them.
I certainly got
Like,
attacked once.
I didn't even know that they did attack you until I watched somebody else play, and I'm like, oh, they actually attack you if
Wait.
you don't find her soon enough. Yeah, they attack.
Yeah.
But it's only if you don't find Angie fast enough.
Oh.
Now,
Yeah.
Kat earlier mentioned RNG at this part, so this is where the RNG is. Angie can be in 2 different spots. Let's see.
Ooh, good
nice.
RNG.
Yeah, she can either be right behind this pillar or a little bit further down in the back of the room. This is ideal right here.
Great. I need quite bad RNG.
Okay.
Oh, good RNG. No, never mind. We got good RNG.
Oh, nice.
So I use audio cues to know if she spawns here or in by the elevator. So I use like, if I hear Angie on my right headphone, then she's gonna be here. If I hear on my left, she's gonna be on the elevator.
Yeah, and the elevator one is absolutely the worst RNG, but Kat actually, she got the best RNG here. That's awesome.
I literally got the god RNG.
That's awesome. And, oh no, Donna. We
Bye, Donna.
barely knew ye.
We didn't really get to see Donna much.
That makes 2.
Or Donna.
I know she's certainly another character that a lot of us became very intrigued with because, you know, there's a lot of mystery surrounding her.
Yeah, because you don't really get to see much about her. You read more about her than you do see her.
Yeah.
But she's still a pretty interesting character. I honestly kind of wish she got a little bit more. I did like this section. I just kind of wish there was like a little bit more to Donna.
Yeah, agreed.
But I still like her as a character. She's interesting.
So-
I like her lore.
Wait,
yeah.
was Donna playing hide and seek with you and like just skipping around her house?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. It's just a whole hide and seek thing.
Yeah.
So basically, she kind of like goes like invisible, so to speak, because Ethan is kind of hallucinating. So you can't see Donna, but she is like with Angie a little bit. It's kind of
Yeah. She essentially she basically talks to you through Angie. Like, she doesn't talk herself. Like, she does have like one voice line. It was in that one cutscene that we skipped, but all of the talking, like if you see Angie talking, that's actually Donna talking. So, but we don't really hear her voice. We hear Angie's voice. So we do technically interact with her, but just through the creepy doll.
What are you doing to my
We
cute
also yoinked her
friends?
before we got out of the house because she's worth money.
I did grab her, right?
I believe so.
I'm having.
I believe.
Okay, good.
I'm pretty sure you did because
I'm having short-term memory where I'm just so focused. I'm like, did I do that? I don't know. I can't recall.
I'm 90% sure you did. I know some people will grab her like, you know, after they do the key, and other people won't. But I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah, so I do a 30 FPS swap to get around that guy because you can get body blocked by his sickle, which gets kind of annoying. All right, so our first Duke stop.
First Duke stop, hooray! Yeah, so Kat's gonna focus on trying to do all these interactions as fast as possible. She's gonna sell all of her treasure and the shotgun. She will then upgrade her. You can purchase stuff too. So she'll buy the pipe recipe, 2 pipes, 2 mines, some shotgun ammo, and upgrade the rifle. I was about to say you upgrade the shotgun, but since we sold the shotgun, never mind. But yeah, nice and quick. Well done.
Adventure.
There you go. Yeah, sometimes how things operate in that menu are kind of awkward. So I tend to mess it up here and there. Goodbye. I'm just gonna go out the window.
Cheese it.
Oh. Sometimes there's ammo in there. All right, just gonna shoot that.
And in case.
And oh yeah. So since we the route before used to be where we just use the shotgun for this, the tac shotgun. But we don't end up grabbing the tac shotgun because we end up switching that out for the grenade launcher. So we just sell our base shotgun early to make room for the good old grenade launcher. And I got rid of the lockpick, so we don't got to worry about
Yay. Yeah, since we don't upgrade our case at all, I know in the original iteration of this route, we did upgrade our case just once, but now we don't upgrade it at all. We're using the vanilla inventory, so we only have room for only a couple guns.
Yep. Fun fact about this elevator on console, this elevator actually takes 2 minutes.
Oh, goodness.
Because it's a hidden load screen. So if you see me pause occasionally and you see like the little spin dial there, that means like things are kind of loading.
Now, does it take?
But on console, you can't tell on FPS, so it's a little awkward.
Does that is that 2 minutes? Like, is that on PS5, base PS4?
That would be like the base old gen consoles. PS5 like load screens are non-existent. Literally, the loading time on PS5 is better than my PC.
Whoa.
It's actually insane.
Dang. And here's the best character, Moreau.
Bye, Moreau.
You just
Good old Moreau.
you just feel so bad for him because he's like, don't go.
Like, I just want to make Mama happy. He just has some mama issues. It's okay.
He's a little lonely. I would be his friend.
He just wants to make Mama proud.
He just wants,
How do I get out of here?
he wants to sell lemonade to her and give her macaroni art and have her say, good job, son. Are you winning, son?
Exactly. Are you? All right. We just wanted to go get a boat key because we do get to use a boat in this game.
Yeah.
Nothing lavish or anything, but you know, it's a boat.
You get a.
Why he didn't?
Well, I was gonna say you get RE4 vibes from this.
You really do. Like when I first saw Moreau in his like fish form, I was just like, RE4, is that you? I see you.
I legit thought like we were gonna have a boss fight on the boat like RE4.
I did too. I like literally thought we were, but then it was just like, no, you just use the boat to get from point A to point B, and it's like, oh, okay.
And oh god, like docking the boat and disembarking. Like I remember at first, it's like,
Oh. Sorry. I have moments where I just don't understand how disembarking works in this game, so I just go at the dock straight ahead.
yeah, I think,
And then
yeah.
just let it do its thing.
I think that's fine because if you try to like, angle your boat, if you try to like put it to the side you think makes sense, the boat just like turns around, does a 180. You're like, excuse me?
Yeah, just drifting the boat is not ideal. All right, we're gonna shoot those early.
Oh, nice.
There is a retry here, but I'm not gonna worry about it. It's one of those retries that just take away like half second.
What am I supposed
Yeah,
to do?
because I know some folks, they can shoot it like as you're approaching it essentially. But yeah, that was the first time I saw that from that distance. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a nice little thing. So that way you don't have to worry about shooting it down below.
Yeah, said
All right.
nice time save. So since we skipped some cutscenes and things like that, we are essentially trying to restore power to open up the gate because the exit is down below, and to access that, we have to get rid of all the water. So to get rid of all the water, we have to power, restore power to like the little power station little thing up there. And Moreau here, you can tell he's not very happy.
He just likes his water. Also, Ethan has some of the best one-liners coming up.
Oh yeah.
I like how he laughs at his own jokes too.
Yeah. What's really great is so like in RE7, Ethan was kind of like monotone, one note, not very expressive. He killed his wife multiple times.
Swear a lot.
Yeah, that too. But the voice actor like really stepped it up in this game. I mean, every single voice actor like was amazing in this game. But you'll notice that Ethan's way more expressive in this game, and even the simplest lines he gives like, more expressive delivery to it.
Oh, for sure.
Like the simplest line, it's coming up after he restores power. He's like, okay.
Oh, it's great. Hold on. Moreau,
What's up, dude?
how you doing? Who's the best, Moreau? Yes, you are.
Yes, you are, son.
I always love the when people post fish moly after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks so much like Fish Molly. It's actually hilarious. I feel like Capcom secretly just likes to put in random like Twitch emote references, like Grandma in RE7 looks like Resident Sleeper.
Yeah.
It makes me so happy.
It makes for the best memes in the chat.
I'm already
Oh, yeah.
seeing some fish in chat, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I see quite a bit.
Good old fish moly.
What'd you do here, Ethan?
Caught myself a big one.
Yes, you did.
Need to get out of here.
Yeah, so if you do this part too slow, yeah, Moreau will catch up to you, and I think I don't know if he eats you, because
He basically breaks the boat, and then you kind of get sunk in, and he'll eat you.
yeah, I never saw what happened here. And also this crank, I do not understand this crank at all.
Yeah, you have to go interact with this ladder before you can go. You have to take the crank out to put the crank back in. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I remember during my first playthrough, I think I already interacted with the ladder, and I just like walked up to the crank, and then I still had to take it out and put it back in. Just wild. I think.
Yeah, it's one of those weird little things that's just like, okay, this doesn't make much sense, but sure, I guess. I guess it's because most people would take it out first and then try to wonder what they're supposed to do and set it in a pattern.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think some people, like, you know, it doesn't matter. I don't think there's any time loss or anything like that if you go interact with the ladder first and then take the crank out, or wasn't sure.
All right. Ethan, I really think you should be doing better at this game, okay?
Okay.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
Okay. Now earlier,
right.
we mentioned the puzzles are not RNG, and this is one of them.
All right. Hey there.
Bam.
Oh, boom. Somehow sometimes I accidentally interact with the sheet there. Again, I'm trying to hit boxes. They're so close to each other. It's very easy to hit one or the other.
Right.
Got it.
I was just trying to remind myself on what to do with that. That's all. Yep, that was it. All right, Moreau. You be a good boy now, okay?
Shoot as well, please. You need focus time? All right. So Cat's DA at 0, so I think this will go smooth. This will definitely go smoothly. So Cat's gonna throw a pipe bomb before he spawns in, because that'll do, it'll keep him at a place he needs to be. Do more pipe bomb damage to him. There's also a barrel back there. Explosive barrel, we're gonna do damage to.
I did it too early. Sorry.
That's okay. That's totally okay.
So basically, I want to. This will happen sometimes. It's okay. So basically, I want to show throw the pipe bomb early, so he gets over there.
Yep.
And not have that happen, but it's fine.
It bounced off the roof a little bit, but it's okay. Still did damage to him.
Yes, I gotta do this.
Okay, whatever.
That's okay.
And that was really awkward, but whatever. Don't know what happened there, but we're gonna go hide for a second, and I guess I'll just take.
Ooh, there you go.
I'll take that.
Yeah, this he spews some acid rain. He also can't die when he's on top of the roof like that either. But yeah, it's all good. It is totally fine.
I can't shoot him anymore because if I shoot him anymore, he's gonna go sprinkling it again.
He'll drop down in a little bit. It's fine. There's also some explosive barrels around, so all's good. Sir. You know, he kind of reminds me of like a G-virus monster.
In death as he was in life.
But nah, he's a big moldy boy. Well done though, Cat.
I don't know what happened there. I think I think I know what happened. I think the pipe bomb got stuck on the roof.
It definitely it definitely like landed on the roof and it did explode, but I didn't keep an eye on the damage, so I wasn't sure like how much damage it did to him there. But yeah.
Yeah, because I think it was because the pipe bomb was really close. Because the radius for the pipe bomb is actually kind of big, so you want to throw it pretty far. But I think it got stuck on the roof, and also the fact that the landmines didn't do enough damage. Because usually all you need to do is pipe bombs and landmines. But for some reason, Moreau is just Moreau. Any RE8 runner will express their pain about Moreau. It's fine.
Yeah, like the Lady Deep boss fight is pretty, easy to get down and everything like that. And the Moreau one is too, but like you can literally see no matter what difficulty, like Moreau is like certainly like the first challenging part in the run, just because there's like so many specific things you need to get down. If you if you spawn him too early, it kind of messes up your timing on the pipe bombs. You don't do enough damage to him, things like that. So yeah, it's definitely like the first part in the run where you really have to focus. But sometimes you got to improvise. There's plenty of stuff around to do lots of damage to him, so all's good.
Yeah, thankfully I didn't really have to do much damage. I was just like, okay, I'm just gotta wait for him to come back down. Any day, Moreau. Any day.
He's just trying to show, like, us in the chat that he's the best. He wanted to show some of his skills. He had that acid rain going,
I've been saving this one.
He's showing it just for you, chat.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, the inventory in this game is a little awkward.
Oh, goodness. It took me a while to get that down because, like, you would think, because this is how it worked in RE4, if I remember correctly. If you just rearrange your inventory and then exit, it essentially confirms it for you. But if you try to close out of your inventory without confirming, it doesn't rearrange your items. You have to, like, redo it again. So you have to remember to press F before you close the inventory. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Ethan's just really
so
unsure of where he wants to put things.
Yeah,
I think it's because I have too much handgun ammo. That's what messed me up. Because I usually have the SRT open to show my inventory, so I don't have to open it. But I don't have that open, so I didn't realize that I had too much ammo.
Yeah, that was actually part in one of the latest SRT updates. Is it can show the inventory like right below all of the stats and stuff up there. So it's pretty neat. Shows like all the blocks and everything.
I am going to try and get rid of as much ammo as I can here, though. I only technically need about 30. You don't want anything more than what I currently have, which is like, I think almost... yeah, a little too much. I need to get rid of 8 bullets.
What's really nice...
So that's like the one thing about this is that inventory is very, very tight, especially since we don't get the case upgrade. So any like small amount of extra ammo will take up way too much inventory space. So if you pick up too much handgun ammo, it's gonna mess with you a little bit.
Just a bit.
All right.
What's really nice about this part, at least, is there's a lot of static sniper ammo pickups here, so you really don't have to worry about like wasting. You don't have to worry about like sniper pickups and stuff. They're pretty nice in this difficulty here.
Oh, nobody wants to hit me on the way out? No? Okay. I was hoping they would hit me so I can so I could get my DA under
1,000
to rank 0 again. It's okay.
Can you pick up the...
We're gonna pick up...
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say we're gonna pick up the pipe bomb here. We usually just try to crouch there. I crouched a little too late, but that is...
It's still neat,
This
though.
must be
I blew my mind when I first saw that.
All right, 1 second.
Nice.
Right. He scares me sometimes because sometimes he'll grab you and then you're just kind of stuck in an animation where you're like, oh.
This guy, too. Sometimes
Okay.
he grabs you.
Yeah, if he grabs you while you're coming off of the zip line, it's super nice because he doesn't really, like, it doesn't do anything to you, but it does lower your DA and, like, take your health down. Oh, thank you. That's exactly what I needed. You know what? I'll take that hit. Thank you. Well, you're so kind. All right, grab you.
So, a little bit of lore. So, Heisenberg is kind of taunting Ethan to kind of, come after Rose and all that stuff. But before you can get to Heisenberg's factory, you kind of have to go through this crazy lichen den, where basically this is where they live and hang out, I suppose. Watch movies, have tea, something.
Eat bodies, it's
Yeah.
cool. Alright.
These hitboxes, man.
Also, that is awkward. I wanted that to be the landmine. It's fine.
You're good. And now we have Urius, aka Hagrid, aka
That's not good.
Muzzy, whatever you want to call him. We're basically going to do as much damage as possible to him, and basically all sniper here. And I believe this new route here includes one grenade round. So, yes. Once he staggers back like that, we pick up those pipe bombs and other items there, so we don't have to backtrack when he dies or anything like that. Saves a little bit of time.
Oh, I missed that shot. That's unfortunate.
That's okay. Nice. Well, we need to get rid of some handgun ammo anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, usually because I missed a shot, I had to improvise a little bit because I do need extra sniper rounds for Miranda later.
For Miranda.
Miranda.
Now we have all 4 flasks of Rose. That means we can stitch her back together, right?
You could say that.
I wonder what Ethan's plan for that was. Was it just like pour them all into one big cup?
Just put in the chalice and that solves all your problems, baby maid. There we go.
That sounds about right.
Ooh.
Yeah. The disembarking can be so slow sometimes.
But you were right up on that. That was pretty fortunate.
Yeah. Sometimes when you're right up on it, it just decides to flip you around.
Yeah, it's so weird. But yeah, now that we have all the flasks, we're gonna bring the flask to we're gonna bring it to the altar, and Ethan will receive this giant chalice of sorts that he'll carry to like a ceremonial site of sorts, and he'll gain access to Heisenberg's factory. When you see the giant's chalice, if you have not seen this game before, the first thing you wonder is where did Ethan put this? Like, what the heck?
Because look at the size of this thing.
It's
Yeah.
my great displeasure to see you return
It's huge.
alive.
But somehow Ethan makes it tiny and then carries around in his pocket.
Yeah, a few different theories. Maybe his briefcase is kind of like Hermione's bag from Harry Potter, where it was like is bottomless essentially.
Bottomless bag. Good old bottomless bag. All right, just let me take this real quick. Probably weighs like a ton, but it's fine.
Let me
I
if
know a
you
lot of
need
folks say like, oh, maybe he strapped it to his back or something like that, but he's moving the same speed, so he's just a beast.
Ethan is tank confirmed. I mean, if RE7 didn't show that already, blocking bombs,
What's going on?
dying,
Getting limbs chopped
know.
off.
Yeah, normal things.
Just Ethan things.
Yeah, just Ethan things.
Hashtag just Ethan things. You hear that, everyone? And hashtag just Ethan things.
Yep. All right, skip the cutscene. There we go. All right, come here. All right, now we're gonna go meet Heisenberger. My favorite.
He's a cool character.
I like it. Honestly, like his voice was a little jarring to me at first, but then after I started like listening to it more and more, I love it.
Yeah.
Great.
I love his voice. I don't think there's a single voice in this game that I dislike. Even Angie, as creepy as she is, I love her voice too.
I love that her voice is also the same person who does Evelyn
Oh,
as well,
that's really cool.
which is so she does this. She's very good at doing a small child and a very creepy doll.
Yeah.
Ethan Winters.
Welcome.
I didn't think you'd make it past
Don't
Donner
know
Moreau,
but I
you
suppose
survived worse
worse
back in
man.
America.
It-
I like you.
One thing everyone will come to learn about
I'd like to
Kat,
speak
she
to you
learns
about
all the
Rose.
voice lines of these RE games real quick, and then
Oh,
she'll
come on.
recite them word for word, and it's awesome.
I do it all the time. I have a problem.
It's not a problem.
I
That's a talent.
like RE. If you ever watch my RE7 runs, I recite a good amount of those lines back to back.
The Lucas TV cutscene, that's my favorite of mine to hear you.
The dinner cutscene, the Lucas TV section cutscene. Sometimes I'll even watch some of the cutscenes during my runs in this, since the timer pauses for cutscenes. I usually pause on certain cutscenes for breaks because I have really bad wrists. So those give me an ample opportunity to just chill for a minute. But also I get to watch some great cutscenes. So
Yeah.
it's a win-win in my opinion. Oh, good ledge RNG.
Oh, nice.
Let's go.
Was that the metal scrap there?
Sorry. Yeah, that was the metal scrap.
Nice.
So I get really excited over that ledge because that ledge is the biggest pain in the butt. It will either let you climb up or not let you climb up. Oh, thank you, I guess. A little smack on the butt on the way out. Okay.
Yeah,
We'll take
the
it.
ledge, it's that one red ledge before you climb up there. Usually when you get to a ledge, you can wiggle your mouse, left to right. I remember Rossi, he mentioned that basically when the game first came out. And you do it there too, right? But then sometimes you just don't get up the ledge and we don't know why.
I just crouch.
Oh, you crouch? Nice.
I just do like a quick crouch, and I should always get up every single time. But sometimes the game is, it does things or not. It has a mind of its own.
Now, Kat, how satisfying is it, like, when you speedrun this game, that you can just, like, speed through this factory so quick? Because I know, at least in my first playthrough of this game, it was a huge maze and I didn't know where I was going.
I got lost a ton. Like, it was really bad. I like spent an hour just in this section here trying to figure out where I was supposed to go. Slightly annoying, but it's fine.
Yeah, this part is huge.
Factory on hardcore is definitely more intense, I guess. It has its moments where it can be a little painful, but if you're doing like glitched percent, you don't have to worry about some of the annoying parts, thankfully. Glitchless, however, can be there's some improvising. I'm gonna pick this up just in case, because I might need a heal. I'm at 51%.
Yeah, sometimes I'll craft a heal around here in case someone tags you or something like that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make a heal anyways. Just for safety.
Nothing wrong with that.
Usually I wouldn't make a heal because you don't need to make a heal, but for the purpose of not absolutely killing a run or listening to Ethan pant.
Yeah. Oh god.
I'm gonna make a heal.
These gears. They are something. Now, you can, like, if Ethan gets hit by them, they don't crush him or die. He just, it's like a bump on the head. Just a scratch. No big deal.
All right, we got through that with ease.
Yeah, well done.
Let's go. That was actually better than any of my runs.
Yeah, that was really good. Because
yeah, so you can actually time that. So the gears have like a pattern a little bit. So if you wait a second at the first one, you should be able to walk through all of them, unless you get body blocked.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of a different story. But if you don't get body blocked, you should be able to walk through all of them pretty easy. Not too difficult.
Yeah, because sometimes those enemies, they're kind of like lurking around the corner. They'll tag you, and then that kind of messes up your timing a little bit. But dang, Kat's a pro. She went down there like nobody's business.
Heck yeah, let's go. All right. Mold. So I'm going to reset that guy real quick because he'll come into that room. So what I do is I just kind of shoot that wall. You don't really have to shoot that wall, but it just... At least you just come up, go up there, come back down, and the drill boy who comes through that door should be reset now.
Nice. Oh, there he was.
He'll be right there. Yep. He'll just be hanging out there.
Shooting the wall, hashtag just cat things. We love to see it.
Doing we.
Alright. That was one of those other moments where you pause the inventory to pick up that mine quickly. And Kat will be doing it at another part here to pick up shotgun shells. So yeah, it's interesting how it's for some items and not all.
Against that bitch
Shotgun
Miranda.
shells.
Truly, truly disappointing.
I don't pick up shotgun shells.
Just kidding. I'm so stuck on.
Sorry.
Excuse me, April Fools, June Fools.
It's okay. I figured, I was like, it's probably because we're so used to picking up the shotgun here.
Yeah, and we used to use pipe bombs on those doors too. So yeah. Just kidding, folks. Like I said, June Fools. Hashtag just more things.
You are all good, girl.
Yeah, I was taking notes on this new route, and yeah, I'll get there eventually.
I want nothing more than to be
We have our moments. All right. Hopefully this.
So I need,
Perfect. Let me in.
I need enough.
We didn't mention Sturm, the fanboy that's been randomly chasing us.
Oh yeah, you don't really get to see him too much, but yeah, there's a fanboy just chasing us. He's great.
A man with a fan on his chest. He's not very happy. I don't think he's even happy with Heisenberg. So he's trying to take that anger out on Ethan. So yeah, we don't see him until a little bit later
Got a
though.
long way to go.
Heisenberg is kind of mean to him though.
Yeah,
Poor Sturm.
yeah.
He just wants to do his fanboy things. He wants to be our biggest fan.
Love it. He just wants to keep the doggos cool in the summer with his big fan.
Doesn't care for us.
I don't really want to see an art piece of that now.
That'd be a good idea.
That would be so cute. Hello, fellas. Working hard, I see.
Shit.
Hi
about your
ho,
family drama.
hi ho. It's off to work we go.
Off to work I go. All right, so we're coming up to the our biggest fan. Where we have to shoot some. There you go. Always get worried about that one.
Recurring theme in this
Alright.
game where you shoot lights to break things.
Capcom sure does love red dots or anything that glows red that shows you shoot this.
Another
And
one.
again, we got more enemies spawning, and these are actually called soldats, I believe. They're just various men with different mechanical parts just welded on them. We saw the guys with the drill arms earlier. These guys have jetpacks on them. Some of them have armor and stuff like that. They're just kind of wild. And you can't go up this ladder until the fan stops. And yeah, you actually got out of there with not a lot of damage, so that's good.
Oh. Yeah, that was. I'm at 31% right now. I'm actually gonna heal very
why
quickly.
not?
There you go. Yeah, it turns out I didn't really need the heal, but it doesn't hurt to have the
Yeah,
heal.
that's fine. Like, I mean, if you didn't use it there, you would probably use it a little bit later when we see the other big boys, so I think you're good.
E. All right. Oh no! Whatever shall I do?
Oh no!
Oh no!
I remember the first time I played this game, I didn't, like, I saw the red light in there, but I was just like, oh, I think I'm dead because I don't think I can do anything here. But,
Oh no!
Close.
so yeah. Everyone thought I was trolling, but no, I was just like, oh, I thought that was supposed to happen and you have to turn the fan off another way. Wasn't sure.
Yeah, I found it funny because it was just like, oh yes, this fan that can be destroyed with a simple handgun shot, and just flies off for some reason.
Heisenberg, I think you need to up your game with some of these things.
This is a tiny flaw, like the Death Star. One simple shot to one weak point, and it all goes kaploom.
All goes boom.
Your rose. If that happens, it's all over.
Yeah, having your weapons at like your preferred hotkeys, I feel is very important in this speedrun. Just because one, muscle memory, and two, it just helps with your boss fights. It's like so much easier.
Yeah, it definitely helps quite a lot to just have everything in the same spot as you usually would.
Doesn't see your kid's power.
Otherwise, it just gets very messy.
Take Rose.
Thankfully, the order
like
you
to see
pick
you
everything up should always. I'm pretty sure the lockpick and the extra ammo did mess me up a little bit. No. No. Oh, bad.
What were you hoping for there?
Money, actually.
Oh, okay.
Money would have been nice.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can't get money there, but no, it gives me handgun ammo.
Yeah,
How dare you?
RNG crates, folks.
Yeah. What can you do?
Oh yes.
Before.
So yeah, the Duke is here, but we don't see him. As you can tell, of course, in this run, not a lot of Duke stops. Just only 2 for the whole game, the whole hour and a half. Pretty cool.
You can't aim at him. You can't stare at his face. You can kind of stare at his face a little bit if you want to.
What's funny is if
Good old Dookie boy.
What's funny is if like if you shoot anywhere in the vicinity, not at him, of course, because you can't. He makes like little comments saying like, "Don't waste your ammunition" and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I like when so he does say like a French line. Oh, money.
There's your money.
So if I'm like shooting my gun and stuff like that, he'll be like, "Ah, très bien," and I'm like, "Ah, yes." The language of my people.
Yay!
No, my favorite part about the Duke is that he looks kind of like Nero.
From Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. He has the
Huh.
same outfit, same
yeah,
hair, and
kinda.
even the same face.
I mean,
Just a little chubbier.
Capcom is, they're not against reusing assets.
Just
you know?
imagine Nero gaining like 600 pounds.
Well, here we go.
Oh, thank you for opening that door. How kind of you.
Sometimes they'll body block it, so that was nice they opened it.
All right, let's
And here's
see.
the big boys.
Oh, okay.
nice.
Well, sure. Usually he'll attack you, but he didn't attack me there.
Nice.
Oh, sure.
We got the
All right, big boy.
yeah again.
Excuse me.
30 FPS swap is super useful in this run. Because yeah, you can just squeeze right by those guys.
Yep. It makes you can do it to a few enemies in this section, but on casual they're so docile that it really just doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know before.
All right. Time for STEM, or Propeller Boy is what I like to call him. He requires landmines and pipe bombs, and that's all you need.
That's it.
Usually he'll drive himself into a wall, and you have to shoot his weak point on his back, but we don't worry. It's fine. Well, at least hopefully he doesn't give me any issues. Sometimes he'll be nasty, but
He'll be fine.
it's fine.
I call him Mr. Fan Man.
Mr. Fan Man?
Yeah.
Mr. Fan Man, give me a dream. Do 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 do.
Vrum, 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 vrum.
Can do.
All right. I usually wait till he
Wait.
not have that happen. Die. Die.
It's okay.
Wait, what happened? Die.
One more. There you go. Goodbye, Mr. Fan Man.
Yeah, the radius on those pipe bombs, I swear, if you throw one and then you throw another one while the other one's exploding, yeah, it will just end up where the pipe bomb will hit you or explode earlier than it should because the other pipe bomb hit it.
Yeah. They both touched each other. Just
If the pipe bombs touch each other and go boom, you go boom.
yeah. Ethan he
Yay.
flies back too.
Mm-hmm. If you're not blocking, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
But well
Good
done,
thing I made a
Cat.
heal. Yay. I wish I had my splits open to see how much time I'm losing.
Nah. You're good.
Again?
If you can't see, no news is good news. You can't see it.
True.
Now, what happens here is we get reunited with Chris Redfield, and he tells us to use this tank that apparently helps kill metal, and we're going to use it to fight Heisenberg.
And Heisenberg can't control us well in this, which is kind of funny because later in the fight, Heisenberg somehow lifts us up. Magically.
I call it false advertising, Chris. How dare you do this to us? I do think this part's really cool. You get to see like the whole factory and like that little manufacturing line of the soldats and stuff.
It's actually really cool if you go out of bounds and like look at everything.
Oh yeah, because there's that out of bounds and factory that folks use in any percent.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, so we're coming upon the Heisenberg fight. I believe Kat's gonna do a retry as soon as we get out, because that'll start the fight immediately. But yeah, we essentially just,
It allows us to use our bomb early as well.
right.
Because the bomb has like a reload point where it takes a little bit to let you use it again. Hello?
And of course, how can we kill this boss? Just look at the shiny things. Kill the shiny things. The glowy shiny things. Just like they do in every other Resident Evil game. But yeah, you'll essentially be doing a ton of damage to him until his health gets down to 9%, and then he'll kind of wander around a little
The
bit.
clock is ticking, Ethan. He's in a good spot actually, because he shouldn't take too long to
Get to the middle.
should be right out there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait,
Do
never
you guys
mind.
want to hear a fun fact about Heisenberg?
Sure.
I learned this from Swordfish. He's a Japanese speedrunner. But apparently in Japan they don't do the boulder punching thing.
Really?
Oh really?
Yeah, so during instead of that boulder punching, they call him, I think it's like that Gorilla Man or something like that, because he's like a strong ape, because they don't have the boulder punching move over there.
Interesting.
Yeah, so if you see any of the Japanese speedrunners, Chris Redfield's the Gorilla Man.
So, did they even show Chris punching boulders in RE5? Because
I don't actually know.
From.
I don't know. That's a good question. But I just learned that from
maybe.
Swordfish.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways, Heisenberg's dead.
Yeah, sorry, that went by super quick. Yeah, basically all you do is a few pipe bombs, grenade launcher, and then he's done.
Yeah. And then he gets kind of dramatic here. He does like a big monologue, kind of taunts you, makes you feel guilty.
He talks a lot in this fight, and a lot of the lines he uses get repeated a lot. And so I've actually heard him repeat the same voice line back to back before, and I was just like, huh, okay.
What's really silly is like I still get baited where it's like I think you can skip these cutscenes because he's just talking. Nothing's going on.
Yeah, this is like one of the few cutscenes that you can't really skip.
It's funny, there's a lot of moments like that in this game where you think it's a skippable cutscene, but it totally isn't.
Yeah. Alright, spam confirm, pick up his treasure, and we are off.
Now you can skip.
I would show this cutscene, but unfortunately, this is speedrun. We go fast.
Yeah, this is actually a super important cutscene. Do you want to explain what happens?
So basically, Ethan finds out that Mia was replaced with Miranda, or like Miranda has the ability to copy the look of other people. So basically, she was pretending to be Mia for a little while, and to kind of get Rose, because she's like, that's my child. I want my child.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Rose has like superpowers to revive Miranda's deceased child.
Yes.
So yeah, not only that, but she legit rips Ethan's heart out.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
I was gonna say, any Persona fans in the chat, she literally took his heart. She took
Damn.
that calling card seriously.
Western route is clear, moving out.
Roger that.
And
Excuse me.
can't have a Resident Evil game without a section playing as a different character. And we're playing as Chris Redfield.
I can take him.
Don't get cocky. I have a really bad problem where I have like my favorite lines. I always have to recite them. It's like a repetitive habit.
No, you're good, girl. I do the exact same.
You enjoy the game. That's what matters.
You know, yeah.
It's better than the opposite, you know?
Alright.
Hey boss, it's me. The mold might be releasing it.
So this part is probably the most like frustrating part of the run. Hopefully the lasers play nice with me.
Umberize, I need some backup.
Yeah, let's hope so.
I love how there's a character named Umbra Eyes, and one of my moderators is named Umbra.
And he's in the chat. Oh, lichens, please.
Don't you dare,
I've reached the
sir.
target
How-
location.
Stop it.
Oh, and if also we didn't mention, we might have mentioned in
Marking the
passing, but
target.
the mold from Resident Evil 7, you know, that Evelyn infected everyone with, that's present in this game. This is the big mold, because essentially Miranda helped create that, isn't it?
Reloading
It
now.
all
Just a
goes
minute.
full circle that Miranda was like, she knew Spencer and she was around for all the, you know, RE1 happenings and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Like, this is a perfect sequel to 7 because they're so intertwined. But yeah, this is a huge piece of mold here, and there's going to be various waves of lichens that pop up. And yeah, we have to wait for this laser to reload here. And we have to use this special laser to get rid of this giant, massive mold. That was your second one, right?
Yep.
Cool.
All right, so I just wait here
Yeah.
and just get him to repeat. Reloading. Be with ya soon.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a really sweet spot. Sometimes they'll tag you, and other times, like, you know, they won't. And it's quite nice because where you have to, you know, proceed forward is actually right here. So this is a good space to be.
Be with you soon.
Any day now.
Loaded. Where should I point?
Don't hit
next?
me. Don't do it.
Please.
I like how you can like walk
there we go.
right up to it.
Found good.
Yeah, I don't. It's kind of weird. That's kind of like a cheese spot where you can literally just sit there and wait. You can only really do that on casual. On Voss or hardcore, you definitely cannot do that.
Yeah.
Guarding the mega
They are,
mercy, huh?
lichens are super aggro in all those other difficulties. Now we got Urias number 2, Hagrid number 2. And literally he will just go down. You saw Cat throw some grenades before he jumped in. He doesn't have iframes or anything like that there. And you can do one flash, and then the rest you just lay in with
There's an
that
opening in the
machine
roof.
gun.
Use it.
I know there's a few different strats on how to do this, but yeah, you know, this one works really well. And you also want to reload before the, well, you don't have to, but it does help a little bit to reload the gun before it gets to 0. The sniper is like that as well. But yeah, well done. That was so quick. GG's.
Hopefully it gives me the treasure.
Nice.
There you go.
Bioweapon of
All right. Easy peasy. Easy peasy, lemon
I'll keep
squeezy.
Rest of you.
Yeah, that
stay
fight's
above ground.
super simple. On hardcore, you would do different things, and Voss, obviously, you would do different things. That fight's a little bit more challenging on those difficulties. I'm definitely excited to go back to
figure that out
hardcore,
Focus on the plan.
get my time down in there.
It's the mega
But yeah,
mercy.
hardcore, you would take a lot more damage on that section,
Captain, I have
purposely
eyes
to
on
lower
Miranda
your
on the
DA,
south
but
side.
Keep your
yeah.
distance. Do
we don't
not
have to worry
move
about that
until
on
I
this one.
Nah, not at all.
I know it's too late now.
So the Chris section here is actually like it's all wrapped up here. We're actually coming upon Miranda's lab, which is a really cool section. You know, if you're playing this casually, you get to read up on a ton of lore on, you know, all the different lords and then her backstory. But this is also where Mia has been kept prisoner. So literally you shoot that lock and the real Mia kind of pops out here. So pretty
You don't know how special Ethan really is.
Oh, here he is.
All right. And now we just wait.
Oh, you don't have to walk?
Nope. Just sit here and wait.
See, his last
Oh, it sure is cold.
His last name is Winters. You would think with a last name like Winters, he would, you know, be kind of keen to the cold, you know?
Well, I mean, he's
think.
born in Los Angeles.
So anything
And he
below.
lived in Texas.
Yeah,
So
born in L.A., moved to Texas. He's not used to the cold at all.
So anything below 60 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, he was also born in like '84. Weirdly enough.
Be sure you're
Interesting.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so this is our very last Duke stop. We're gonna sell all of those special treasures that we got, and then sell our grenade launcher and Lemmy, and then we're gonna upgrade that sniper as maxed out as possible. So you're gonna max out your power, you're gonna max out your rate of fire. You want to bring your ammo cap to 4, and then your reload speed. I think Kat says she does it like 2 or 3 times or something like that. Either way, you're just spending all of your money to upgrade the heck out of your sniper because you're gonna be using sniper only on Miranda here. Nice.
Please.
Yeah, it's a lot of just upgrading the sniper to like basically full power, so that way it's not much of an issue for Miranda, because Miranda it does consist of a lot of quick shots and making sure you do enough damage as possible. I am probably going to need to focus here, but time is actually going to be coming up after this boss fight is complete, and that's going to be the end of Resident Evil Village for casual.
Yeah.
Woo. All right.
Hold on to your seats. It's gonna be a good fight.
Little bit of focus, because it is quite a timely based thing.
All right, focus time. You got this, Cat.
You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. Winters. You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious Enlightenment. Now, please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with true peace.
Dark face skip, nice.
So now you can die peacefully.
I'm not letting you get
Let's go!
away.
Let's go! Let's go!
Nice. Yeah, you got so.
There it is.
Yeah, you skipped both phases there, which is really nice. Super fast.
Yeah, you have to be very quick on your timing on that and make sure you catch her before she goes under. Otherwise, yeah, you're gonna have a problem.
Wow. Yeah, that was super fast. Well done. Get some hype in the chat for Cat.
Impressive.
That was so good. And we're coming upon time very soon.
Yeah, and time is now. GG!
GG!
140.11. Damn. Just over by a little bit. I'm blaming the lichen that grabbed me earlier.
It was over. That doesn't sound right. Let's see.
Yeah, any of those lichens that, weren't supposed to grab you and they did. Also, do you want to explain what happens at the end of the game here real quick, Kat? At least very briefly.
There we go.
I got a 134 IGT.
Nice!
There we go. Hey. Yeah, IGT and RTA in this game are quite a thing, quite a mess sometimes. But
Hey,
yeah.
see, though?
The end of the game. Huh?
Look at the estimates. See, you didn't go over.
Did I not? I don't have the stream open.
You're right on estimate.
I was gonna say, she's right on time.
Exactly. Right on the estimate. You're all good.
Hold on. We're going over. I'm looking. All right, let's see what it is. What 142? You know what? I'll take it. I will take it. But yeah, that was awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Icdisis, and thank you for joining.
Yeah, it was great having you.
Mar. Thank you as well, Mar, for doing all the lovely commentary as per usual, giving in all the fun tidbits of information. I always appreciate it a lot.
Thank you so much for having me, Kat. I always enjoy doing these with you. Thank you. Always honored to be by your side.
All right, before we okay, go ahead.
I was just gonna say thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for my community for always coming in and giving some hype and good vibes. Also shout out to the RE8 community. There's a lot of awesome individuals, and definitely shout out to the lovely people who put so much work behind the SRT, the timer, the mods, the FOV mod, and all that. Also shout out to the mods as well. But yeah, thank you everybody.
Right.
You were saying.
Oh, I was gonna say, before we head on over to a break, we actually have a question for you. People want to find you on Twitch, anywhere else. Where can they find you?
I stream 4 days a week on twitch.tv/catlink. I also am going to be in SGDQ coming up, speedrunning RE7 and Jazz Punk, which is super exciting because they're two of my favorite blocks for GDQ, which is Silly Block and Horror Block. Love to see it. And yeah, that is the thing. Thank you.
All
very
right.
much.
Before we head on out, anyone have anything they want to add?
Mar?
I think I'm good. Everyone, if you're not following Miss Cat Link yet, please do. She has the best vibes, and she also is super talented at every speed run that she does. So please go give her some love and follows because I said so.
Exactly.
Thank you.
All right. Really quick, we're going to go to a quick wellness break. This is a time to stand up, touch your toes, stretch, do what you need. We're going to be right back with more Resident Evil Village, actually, as we explore the harder difficulty of hardcore and kind of see what differences between the two categories we have. However, before we go to a break, I just do want to say that Frame Fatales, the all-women's speedrunning event, will be returning on August 15th to the 21st with Flame Fatales. You can go to gamesdonequick.com/Frame Fatales for more info on the upcoming event. We'll be right back.
Bye.
Starting. Okay. Bye.
All right, we are back once again from the break. Thank you for sticking with us. So I didn't really get to talk at the beginning of today's episode, so I'm going to cover a few other things now. Today's episode is mainly the idea of Resident Evil Village. It's not very often that we get a new hit horror game that's kind of taken the world by storm in this sense. So whenever we have new games like this, there's a lot of runners that kind of come out and a lot of categories that end up, taking the spotlight. So that being said, I thought it would be a fun idea to kind of showcase a couple of these, while still leaving a little bit for future submissions if that needs be. Anyway, we just saw, we had a great run by Cat Link with Resident Evil Village, new game, casual glitchless as a specific category, but there's been a lot of categories added to RE Village. Our next one's going to kind of explore both a harder difficulty and some strange tricks that I think will be really interesting to see. I know I've been watching this one personally throughout the month of the developing of the Village speedrun, so I do hope that you enjoy. We're going to be having Resident Evil Village new game hardcore 80% with Maxi Lobes. Take it away.
Hey everyone. Hope we're all doing good tonight. Shout
Oh
outs.
God, you saw the face up.
Of course I still have the face up. Yeah, good job to Kat. That was an awesome run. Good job on Mar for commentary as well. Duke liked it.
That was a very good run.
Duke is a fan. He's smiling. But yeah, now I'm going to show you a very different kind of run. The categories for this game are kind of all over the place. There's something for everybody, so yeah, I'm going to show you any percent hardcore, which is... It involves a lot of crazy strats. My estimate is quite safe, so if any of them fail, we're all good to go. It's all good. I'll show you some really cool stuff. Not as cool as this, though. Duke's face is pretty... I mean, look, when you said it's basically Nero but fat, that was pretty funny.
He is!
That was pretty funny. I chuckled. He's clapping. So, I know the Kat and Mar explained a ton of stuff, but for those of you who weren't here for some of those explanations, I'm going to re-explain them. So, yeah.
Let us know when we can get on time.
More you took, she snarled.
Here we go.
So more.
Countdown. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, we're starting out with some sick baby tech, where we hold back to move as soon as the game starts. It saves 0.2. Really big strat. Clearly reset worthy if you
like
fail.
I said to your mom, that book's too scary for you.
But yeah, this is Rose. Gonna put her to bed. It's
Almost there, honey.
that's the way this game starts. Ethan's a dad. He's living that dad life.
There you go, sweet.
Well, this game does help for the, a belated Father's Day show.
True.
Yeah, it was just this weekend.
Yeah, Ethan's a good dad, honestly.
As well, for this specific category, I heard that I think recently you got a new world record for it.
I did, yes. Saturday, I finally achieved the time I was going for. Not many people run this category, so it was kind of up to me to optimize it. So I got it down to 134.20, which is LRT, which stands for load remover time, because this game's in-game timer is busted. But yeah, that world record is up on my YouTube if anybody is curious. I'm going to try and do all of those strats for you tonight. Some of them might go wrong because some of them are tight, but that's all right, you know, marathon stuff.
Yeah, we have a good estimate for it. We'll be all good.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we're walking through the snow. It's really slow. Ethan may have become a dad, but he still has those slow intros to his video games. But I mean, he got 2 really good games. Ethan is in Resident Evil 7 and then Resident Evil Village. Like he's such a lucky main character to get 2 really good games where it's like you have Barry Burton, whose first main game was Gaiden, and then he got Revelations 2. It's like, all right. Barry's also a really good dad. When's Barry in his good dad game? Revelations 2. Revelations 2 was a good dad game, but I think Barry needs to come back. Or well, there's like 5 characters that need to come back in the Resident Evil series, but
yeah, maybe we'll see it. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, you know, the first little bit here is just, it's kind of a build up. You know, it's similar to how Resident Evil 7 works. There's a bit of a build up. The game is trying to give you some immersive atmosphere, kind of show you what you may be in store for throughout the game. But in terms of speedrunning, it's just movement.
Also, chat beat me in my own joke. Yes, the run is live, but chat is pre-recorded.
So when I first played this, I thought somebody was going to be in here, like RE4 Lewis. And then we came up with the meme that like the rat inside the closet is actually named Lewis. And we're going to see Lewis later in the castle, Lewis the rat. I'll let you know when he pops up again. But yeah,
keep an eye out for him.
Yeah, keep an eye out for him. I think this game takes place, like, as soon as Miranda crashes the van and kills the driver and leaves Ethan in the snow and kidnaps Rose. It's probably, like, super early morning. The sun hasn't even come up yet, and now the sun is up. So, I don't know. Safe to assume the game takes place at, like, 5 in the morning or something. I don't know. But we're coming up to our first reset checkpoint strat. Essentially, you're going to see a checkpoint in the top left of the screen. And I'm going to be doing this a few times in the run. And essentially, this saves time with the in-game timer and the load remover timer because it puts Ethan forward in the area. Now, for RTA, it depends. RTA could be faster if your computer is ridiculously good. But RTA doesn't really matter too much, except for right at this very moment in the marathon.
So 2 questions really quick.
Go for it.
1, I was pointing out in chat, how is Lewis spelled?
What happened?
Like, is it Lewis like E-L-W or like Louis?
L-U-I-S?
Oh, so like not even like, oh, I see.
But yeah, in RE4, I don't think Leon like really pronounces it super well.
All right, makes sense. And then the second question, which probably more pertain to the actual speedrun of things. So with games like RE Village and RE7, they have the famed long intros. Like, how does is it all taxing to kind of have to reset, and it takes like what?
Like 5 minutes.
This one's 10 minutes.
Like 5 to 6 minutes to really get into the action, but it's not that bad. I think Resident Evil 7 can definitely be taxing because it's about
15, I think.
17 or 18 minutes or something like that until you really start getting into the action. But
yeah.
this game's fine. Although, you know, some people have more patience than others.
Oh, I can definitely imagine.
Alright, the first Lycan fight here in the barn. Essentially, the idea behind Hardcore Barn is that you just string up as many headshots as you can. And I'm not doing a bad job, but this is not super quick. There we go, he's dead. He dropped rusted scrap. We don't need that, actually. But there's the first,
Is it over?
first Lycan to kill in the game. We're gonna start the ambush here. And we started at 6:38 on the timer, well, my timer at least. Oh, I picked that up on accident. So essentially, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take damage on purpose here. And then about a minute and 50, seconds. Is that death? That's not death, we're good. A minute and 50 okay, close the door, there we go. A minute and 50 seconds after the 6:38 that I got starting the ambush, I'm going to run away from this door and go to the house with the shotgun in it. Now, why a minute and 50 seconds? The reason being is that a minute and 50 seconds is the perfect amount of time to get to the shotgun house, and Ethan's position is going to spawn Urias at the earliest time that he can spawn. And the earliest time that Urias can spawn makes it so that the ambush goes by faster. So 6:38 plus 150, 7:28, right? No, sorry, 8:28. Math. You have to do math. So at 8:28, I'm gonna run away from the door.
How did the strat get founded?
So the way that the strat got found was Voss runners, Villager Shadows runners figured out how to do this. And I don't even know if they knew that it was Ethan's positioning during the time in which they wait that makes Urias spawn. I don't know how they figured it out. I think they just did it and it just worked. It was working, so they just stuck to it. But I actually labbed this for like 4 hours one night, and it was a process, let me tell you. And I finally figured out exactly what spawns Urias.
You're kidding me.
So as soon as you get into this house, he should say, "You're kidding me," which that's the line you're looking for. It's "You're kidding me." And now we're going to knife this Lycan, which, by the way, I did take damage on purpose for DA's sake, because in hardcore, DA is extremely important. So I purposefully took the damage. This guy is going to break this open. We're going to run, pick up some more ammo. We're going to pocket flower them. Pocket flower. Now, if we take damage here, it's actually okay, because that's just DA. DA is difficulty adjustments. Essentially, taking damage and healing that damage is a way of lowering your DA score, which actually makes it so that you do more damage. Bosses take more damage. So that is the way that we actually successfully do some of the boss strats. Now, I didn't do math very well, so I'm actually being really safe with this strat right now. But this should work. Or not. So we're supposed to get the arrow to the knee right there. I don't know why we didn't get the arrow to the knee, but...
Oh.
That happens. We got killed by Dark Hagrid, which is basically just Hagrid if he never got let out from Azkaban.
Well, you know what they say. Marathon luck.
So, we gotta do this ambush again. Look at that teamwork, though. Okay.
How was your day?
Good. I woke up and I made myself a nice English muffin egg Sammy. It's good stuff.
That's pretty good. It's a pretty good one. kind of egg was it? That was like scrambled. This is like sunny side.
It was over easy.
Well, eventually I would have gotten the egg.
So yeah, now we're just doing this again.
Oh, no worries. This is why we have estimates.
This is why I made my estimate very safe, yeah.
Also, you are the last run of the night realistically, so if we need to bump it up, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, understand.
Part of the enjoyment of the show here is that we kind of see speedrunning, like, it's not always going to go perfect, so it's an understanding thing. And more importantly, how was the sandwich?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Solid. Definitely hit the spot.
I plan on getting food after this, after the show here, so I'm hungry.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. I'll figure it out though. Hopefully something simple.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the very dangerous part of Hardcore and Village of Shadows. They both do very similar strats for this ambush here, and both of them are pretty brutal.
I guess it also kind of just does show how brutal the category will be, kind of adding on to that. Like, you can already see some of the stark contrast between New Game and Casual and Hardcore.
That's fine.
You're kidding me.
Okay, so same strat as before.
Okay. Also, someone in chat did mention sushi. That sounds pretty good, but I don't know if I'm gonna get sushi at like midnight my time.
That is a bit late. Yeah.
Yeah, I do love sushi though. It is good.
I do too.
A bit late for sushi.
All right, let's try this part again, shall we? Come here. I am not getting the scene right now, which is really unfortunate. It should have happened by now. Come on. There we go. Oh my. Okay. All right.
Perfect.
We gotta get going. So I can't wait for the cutscene to heal me, because you actually heal in cutscenes.
Really?
Yeah. You can just wait. Here, I'll show. Here, look. I just got my health back while I was in that cutscene.
Huh? Yeah, you did, didn't you?
It's really silly. But there's the first hurdle of the run. We took an unfortunate death, and that happens. But for quite a while, this is going to be a pretty smooth ride now. Essentially, we're just going to Louise's house over here, and we're going to do some really easy stuff. Get kidnapped and hold W for a little bit. And when we get to the castle, that's when we'll actually have some tech to get into. But yeah, for those of you...
I thought Louise was the rat.
Huh?
I thought Louise was the rat, or the mouse.
No, Louisa.
Oh.
Lewis is the rat. Louisa is the old lady who takes in all of these villagers who are like, oh, okay, we're gonna die if we stay out here. And then Louisa's like, yeah, you should probably come inside. But they die anyways. So yeah, we can talk a little bit more about DA, because I know there's a lot of questions all the time about what DA is. Difficulty adjustment essentially has been in the Resident Evil series since Resident Evil 4 back in 2005, so it's not a new thing. If you play really, really well, yes, this is Luigi. If you play really, really well, the game will raise the difficulty for you by a ranking system, which then leads to, you taking more damage, enemies taking less damage, and also enemies sometimes being more aggressive. And if you play really poorly and waste all your ammo and you're bad at killing enemies and yada yada.
Don't worry. Try not to breathe in the smoke.
I know.
Or wait, I just think I just explained that incorrectly. I'm just gonna explain what this game does. Okay. If you take damage and heal, your DA lowers. If you kill stuff and play the game really, really well, it raises. There's 2 ranks in this difficulty. Hardcore has 7 and 8. You want to be at 7 for all of the boss fights. There you go.
All right.
That's just how this works. Much like how in Cat's run, you want to be at 0 rank, we want to be at 7 for this one. Now we're gonna go pick up our first mine, which mines are gonna be a huge weapon in this run. This route uses quite a bit.
Yes. Actually, I'm a bit curious right now. I know you mentioned killing enemies, getting hit, healing. Is because I know in other games, I think if you fire the bullets and miss, that lowers your DA a bit.
Not in this game, but in some of the other games, yes.
Gotcha.
In this game,
That
they
answers that
made
then.
it really simplistic. It's just taking damage and healing.
All right. Because I think RE2 Remake had that, right?
RE2 Remake had a lot of different DA things, like picking up items and using ammo, and RE2 Remake and RE3 Remake kind of have DAs that are really messy and don't really do what DA is supposed to do. But that's okay. Because in this one, it's totally fine.
The man is of no real use to
DA
anyone
started
else,
with
and my
RE4.
daughters do
So DA is in RE4, RE5, I think the
Furthermore,
Revelations
I am sure
games,
that you will
Jesus Christ!
7 to make 3 make this game.
Run for your life.
It's just a very common thing for these games now. Is it a good thing? Sometimes for casual players it prevents soft locking, so that's nice, but for speedrunning it's just something else we gotta work around.
My word. You truly
So right here,
are as strong as
Heisenberg
they say.
basically puts us through this
Think I've let you get away.
this crazy death trap course,
Gotta keep Donna and Moreau entertained.
essentially for entertainment purposes.
Time for the beautiful, blood-soaked grand finale.
Take a nice sip from my Jurassic Park mug.
Nothing like fresh American ground beef.
One of my favorite movies, Jurassic Park.
Is it good?
Too close.
It's a very old mug. Surprised it's still
Do
holding
those
up.
freaks have rows?
Something else I kind of want to explain about this game as well, before we get into some more kind of routing things, is interactions with things is very wonky. Some items, some levers and doors and whatnot, they have very odd interaction hitboxes. It's just something you have to get used to and kind of remember which items have wonky ones and which ones are a little bit more kind.
I've been waiting for you, Mr. Winters.
Oh, Duke. Maxi Duke in the chat if you have it. So, yeah, interactions are really weird. And also, another thing that's really weird is menuing. The menu in this game is so awesome, but at the same time, it can be a bit clunky if you're trying to do things really specifically and very quickly.
Could Rose be here?
So, definitely another thing you really have to get used to. A lot of runners have lost so much time just accidentally doing an incorrect input or having the game having the game think that you're hovering over something with your mouse and it turns out you were hovering over something else, even though it's visually on the thing you wanted to interact with. It's kind of whack, but like I said, you just have to get used to it. And once you do get used to it, you kind of understand what you can risk doing quickly and what you probably need to take an extra second or half a second to make sure you're interacting with the right thing. And shoutouts to Ethan's hands. They go through a lot.
Yeah, we saw that in the last run, and we'll be seeing it in this run.
But nothing some good old Jesus juice will not help with, because that's what I've been calling it since RE7. Also, Cat's Run definitely involves picking up treasures and selling them to the Duke. We're going to be picking up a lot more extra stuff in this one, because we will be buying the sniper rifle instead of just picking it up. Because in this route, it is any percent, and obviously any percent means to beat the game in any way possible. And that involves some cool out-of-bounds stuff that we'll be seeing soon. But essentially, doing it will skip the sniper rifle, so we're picking up a lot of extra jewels, some extra treasures, whatnot. Do a little bit of menuing here to open this door. I love the puzzles in this game because they're not even difficult, but they're very classic Resident Evil. They feel like they really do belong in a Resident Evil game, and that's why I really like them personally, even though they're not head scratchers. You know, they're very simplistic and don't take a whole lot of thinking to figure out, but I do think that they're very classic Resident Evil. I like them for that. I've been waiting for like one of the people in like the modding community to change the song here. Make her listen to like some old school hip hop or like some death metal.
That would be fun.
It'd be pretty
also,
fun.
yes, this is the same runner who did Fear at the last AGDQ.
Yes, I got my AGDQ shirt on actually. I did run Fear last week.
Hey.
I've ran a GDQ a lot actually. So if I look familiar or I sound familiar, it's probably because you have definitely seen me before. I've commentated a lot of runs, and I've done about 6 runs myself. Jet Set Radio, Devil May Cry twice, Fear twice, and Fatal Frame. All good stuff.
I didn't know you did Jet Set Radio during GDQ.
Yeah, that was my first run, SGDQ 2016. I ran Jet Set Radio, and I actually, the game crashed, and I blue screened it, and it also crashed the stream.
Oh. Oh.
It was really fun, and they had me back the next event because they were like, you know what, you done goofed, but we like you.
That's a good way of doing it.
So just, you know, if anyone ever feels discouraged about getting a game into Games Done Quick or something like that, just remember, I am that guy who blue screens the entire PC and crashed the stream, and they still like me.
Hey. Alright, so we're gonna see how this fight changes now.
So Bella right here, we actually watch the cutscene because it makes her movement a little bit more consistent. I don't know why she did that attack, but okay. I can work with it.
Also, I noticed this during Cat's Run, but the
Cat just
loading
uses
of the
the mine
shotgun
because
shell.
mines are so good. Like on casual, mines destroy. But because this is any percent, we're going to be doing the out of bounds, which means we need to save that mine.
Also, I was gonna mention the because I noticed both of you were doing this. It's the you're loading the shotgun and just firing and loading and firing and loading and firing.
Okay, so it's funny for whatever reason, if you press the reload button, you don't get that reload animation. It reloads it regularly. But if you try to fire the shotgun with no ammo, you get the fast reload animation. So really, all you have to do is just spam left click, and you will do way more DPS with the shotgun. that Bella fight was actually totally fine. She did give me some weird attack pattern at the beginning that I'm not used to, but apart from that, that was a totally fine fight. And right here, we're actually gonna wait, and now we're gonna go. This makes her spawn behind us instead of in front of us.
Huh.
We call it the tour skip because she says, "Do you want me to give you the tour?" And I'm like, "No, I'm skipping it."
Huh. That's definitely
Just
convenient.
another meme from the chat. So right there, we're gonna pick up that metal scrap. We picked up one in the dungeon area. Picking up another there because we need as much metal scrap as we can where it's convenient to pick up so that we can make a lot of mines for the run. As I mentioned before, mines are very powerful, and just like they are on casual, they are still powerful on hardcore. They are still powerful on Village of Shadows. They are just essential to the new game route. This puzzle really quick. And also the pipe bomb that we picked up in the dungeon. The pipe bomb, you know, that we need to save. Because we need to save the mines and the pipe bomb, the Bella fight, we are forced to use the shotgun, which is okay because it can still go quite fast. But now we have to pray for extra shotgun shells. I'm gonna restart that checkpoint. The extra shotgun shells that we are going to be hopefully picking up in this this wine cellar here will allow us to save a little bit of time on Lady D. There we go. That's consistent. I just messed that up. It's just a messed up line. So some runners do 30 FPS strats here. I personally don't because I find it to be not consistent on hardcore. Did not get extra shotgun shells there, but we have 2 more chances to get extras. So,
What happens if we don't get the extra?
if we don't get the extra, we don't get to save that extra possible 5 to 7 seconds on Lady D.
Damn.
Which is okay. It's more of a make or break run if you're trying to go for like record or something.
Right.
But yeah, it's just convenient if we do get it. Hello.
Go ahead, do your worst.
Every single time I see that cutscene, I think of the person who made that mod where every time you look away from Lady D, her hat gets bigger.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. There's a lot of mods for the RE Village stuff. Which actually, I forgot. I think they might have talked about it during the last run. But I think the Village community actually allows a couple of mods to be used for the speedrun, right?
Yes, we actually do. I am a moderator for the speedrun.com page for this, so this is 110% accurate and from my mouth. There is a mod for the FOV that is made by Squirrelies that you can actually find on the forums and in the Discord. And we allow that specific mod simply because the FOV in this game does annoy some people. It even makes some people kind of sick because it's so close. So we do allow that mod for that purpose. And we also allow the no flies mod because even on really good PCs, the flies that are surrounding the daughters can tank your FPS from 120 to like 30. It's insane. So we allow those 2 mods for the sake of really accessibility, I guess.
You don't allow Lady D's giant hat?
We do not actually. That mod isn't even public. I was looking for it everywhere, and I guess the creator didn't make it public. Yeah, I know, right?
Oh.
I wanted to play with that one. I did play the Madness mod, though. I don't recommend.
Good. Man's
Do not
screwed this
recommend
castle.
anything but the Madness mod. All right, so we got our hand back, which is good. We need that. And we're gonna head over to the piano puzzle, which is kind of like an ode to classic RE1. Except we're not playing Moonlight Sonata. I wish we did, but this is how we get the Iron Insignia key. Oh my god. Okay, so I had something with black pepper on it earlier, and I just got a peppercorn. It's like in my throat, and it's burning.
Was it your
Okay,
sandwich?
I gotta explain the out of bounds. Okay, here we go. So, we take the pipe bomb, right? We're gonna look at this door. We're gonna get super close to it. We're gonna aim, take the pipe bomb, toss it, quick turn, hold back, and boom. We have clipped through the wall. We are out of bounds. Now you're probably wondering, like, okay, don't Resident Evil games like this usually break if you do something like this? Yes, it is a miracle that we can actually use this out of bounds and skip something, because in Resident Evil 7, you barely get to skip anything.
Well then,
But in this game, we get to go out of bounds,
for you, good sir.
and we get to interact with Void Duke. Void Duke.
He's the opposite of the regular Duke. He's
the opposite.
He's Dante instead of Nero now.
Pretty much. So we clip back in bounds by crouching under that doorway. We're going to pick up some supplies, and we are going to interact with this coffin, and the game needs to load and process what we've just done. So it actually takes 10 seconds for the cutscene to start. So while we do the waiting, we are actually going to adjust the inventory if I can. Okay, good. There we go. We're gonna make a heal, an extra heal, and we're gonna make a mine, because we need 2 mines for this fight.
Looks like you're outside.
And I can't really explain what's going on right now because I really need to focus, because this strat is one of the hardest strats in the entire category. So I'll explain it afterwards.
Alright, I've seen this quite a lot. Might be able to talk through some of it, if that helps. But to my knowledge, the general thing is that you're going to be shooting Lady D a set amount of times. As well, I think you normally take a hit. I'm assuming this is probably for DA. But the general idea is, I do know you need to get a lot of damage off, because you need her to fly in a very certain way by the end of all this. It gets even worse when you need to place down, like, what, 2 mines? And then while placing these mines, you then need to make sure you don't get knocked back, and then you land every single shotgun shell, which is going to be a lot of shotgun shells. As well, I think you're also landing all the pistol shots while she's flying to get even more damage. And pretty much up-fronting her with damage while hoping to God she actually stays down. Let's see if you get the mine, and wow, that was clean. Let's see if you get all the shots to that. I just know you do it right if you see her fly in a certain way. I don't know if I know what it is, but I'll hear. Yep, there it is.
Yes.
Good timing. Very good timing.
That is such a tight strat.
All right, so how accurate was I? Or was I just like...
So that strat is based on shotgun spread RNG.
All right.
If your shotgun bullets spread doesn't do enough damage to her when she's laying down, the strat just will not work. Also, I have way too much handgun ammo. I need to waste some of this. There we go, that's better.
But hopefully my explanation was on point and actually did help. Also, I would say, because I saw this message in chat, I would say Resident Evil is a good RE game to start running. A lot of people are getting into it. I think the Discord has, like, what, about 4,000 people in it now?
Yeah, 4,000 people right now.
There's a lot of good resources to learn this game, and a lot of people who are liking it, a lot of people who run it, so yeah, I would say this is a good game to learn. Yeah, hopefully my explanation was on point for that, though. I don't know how accurate that was.
Yeah, no, you did good, actually.
Hey! I only know that because I watched you run I watched you do this part a lot. So, like, yeah. I think I get what you're doing.
So yeah, that is a really hard strat. Like I said, getting that 1 cycle on Lady D is completely based on shotgun spread.
Looks like I'm getting out of this place.
Yeah, it's really, really difficult, but we got it. Obviously, I used the pipe bomb to go out of bounds, and I used the 2 mines to do more damage to her to get the 1 cycle, so that's pretty much all of our utilities used up. We only have 2 shotgun shells left, and I'm going to be using those on a Lycan in the village section before the jackhandle. I could have shot her 1 more time with the shotgun, but I kept 2 shells just so this Lycan coming up doesn't mess with the run too much. Also, you're going to see me pause a lot. And it's basically so the game can load certain things. So when there's a chest, you can interact with it, open it, and then pause your game. And essentially, that will let you pick up the item as soon as you unpause. Now, is that good for RTA? Not necessarily. No, it's probably worse for RTA. But I'm showing it off anyways because that's what we do with the LRT. And it's also good for the in-game timer as well. So I'm just kind of showing off everything that we would normally do, which is also another reason why I have a very safe estimate. But now we're going to pick up this extra metal scrap here. Or not extra, but we need it. We're going to pick that up, and we're going to go see the Duke. We're not going to interact with him just yet, but he's going to talk to us and tell us about our daughter, who is now in Mr. Potato Head form.
There you are. I had a feeling you'd
have to Mr. Potato Head doll your daughter back together. I'm gonna put the head flask in while I open that door, which is gonna play a cutscene. Now, not everybody does this.
What the hell?
Some people just wait for the door to open, and they get the fast door opening, which is... I don't know how it works. It's not consistent, so I just put the head flask in early because 70% of the time I try to get the fast door, it just doesn't work. And now we are going to head on over to the Red Chimney House. That's what Duke is telling us about, the Red Chimney House. Okay, I'm pretty sure he's dead. No, he's not. Now he is. The Red Chimney House is where we're going to find the key that we need to pretty much take us to every other spot in the village that we need to go to in order to progress in the game, really. But on the way, we need to pick up this jack handle. And we're going to pick up the M1. That is going to be our pistol of choice for the remainder of the run. That's a chem fluid. It's kind of risky to go pick up that item, but I did it anyways. Because it's a chem fluid. And extra supplies in this game are nice, unless it's rusted scrap. If it's rusted scrap or gunpowder, you don't need it. But chem fluids and herbs are definitely definitely helpful. I didn't think that guy was actually gonna aggro so fast, but that's okay because DA. Now we're gonna drop here, open that door early, and get the key. The requirements for any percent, you ask? Well, the requirements for any percent is that you do the out-of-bounds skips. The castle skip that I showed earlier actually saves roughly 3 to 6 minutes based on the category that you're running. So every category is a little bit different in terms of how much time you save from it. And then there's an out-of-bounds later that I'll be showing off as well. That saves about 30 to 40 seconds.
If it's just looking.
So now we're interacting with the Duke because we need to sell the shotgun and the Lemmy. The Lemmy is the first handgun you get, because now we have the M1, and we're going to be picking up the tactical shotgun after the Beneviento house, which is where we're going to right now. So we just sell the shotgun and the Lemmy early, instead of on the way to Moreau, so that we can free up some space. Because the worst thing in this game about picking up weapons and items like that you need is when you get that pop-up screen that says your inventory is full and you need to make space for the thing you're picking up. That menu for the speedrun is awful. It's awful.
What?
So you never want to see that ever.
Come with me. There's something I have to tell you.
Mia?
So
What's going on?
now we're just inhaling all of that awesome pollen that makes us hallucinate. Stuff right here.
Rose feels different.
Rose feels different.
You have to fix her.
She feels plastic.
What the hell is this?
Everyone leaves me. Even Rose. I don't want to be alone.
This can't be real.
Now, the Beneviento house is pretty straightforward. You saw it last run. It's mainly just puzzles and movement. Puzzles aren't random, they are static, and you can
Am I
just kind of
losing it?
do them quickly as long as you don't mess up the interaction hitboxes. Those can be a little... Yeah, it's very straightforward. The only RNG part is finding Angie.
What's going on?
So, yeah. Kind of a good time, really, to just get some questions out. If you have any, Igdices, go ahead and ask.
Let's see. All right, I got one. So I know, watching Kat do a run earlier, she mentioned that there wasn't as much RNG. There's very specific ammo route. Kind of the same thing here. For one, I kind of heard you mentioning that you're looking for certain drops, and then two, I'm imagining there has to be a certain amount of static ammo. So how does the ammo routing go? Is it RNG? Like, do you have to get a lot more things? Do you have to get certain treasures? Do you not get certain treasures?
Well, okay, so the route that I currently have for my world record, I bank on picking up random lay drops from boxes in order to be able to increase the sniper rifle fire rate before Moreau. If I'm 2,000 lay short, that's okay, it's all good. But in terms of money route, it should all be totally fine by the time we get to the end game. But in terms of ammo, the extra shoddy shells is definitely a huge thing in Castle, just to make Lady D slightly faster while also having ammo to take out that Lycan. And the sniper rifle ammo is fine. Grenade launcher ammo, if you get an extra nade launcher ammo from a box, you can actually avoid picking up some nade launcher ammo later, but at the risk of possibly not having enough nade launcher ammo for factory, because usually when you break open a box for a nade launch ammo, it's only one.
Right.
The static one that you usually pick up if you don't get good luck is 2 ammo. So you pretty much have to make sure that you are not going to mess up a single grenade launcher shot in the factory, which isn't even up to you. I'll explain later. There is one door that can sometimes not have all of its red blippy things broken. So I'll point that out later.
Wait, where's my gun?
Yeah, in terms of money drops, early game, just kind of bank on getting lay from boxes just to make sure you have the super upgraded fire rate from a row, just in case. And then the shotgun drops, but other than that, it's pretty simple.
Also, while we're just kind of doing the little puzzles here, more of the same from earlier, I'll take a couple questions from chat because I think those are pretty good ones. One, so the Beneviento house, does this actually change between hardcore and casual? Is the baby more aggressive? Is Angie going to be, faster? Will the dolls attack in the less amount of time?
Why?
So, from what I know, at least, Angie, the fight with Angie, you have less time, I think, on hardcore, and you have even less time on Village of Shadows. So that does change, but other than that, the baby does not change at all. In fact, I played a mod called the Madness mod, which raises the DA and the health pools and the aggression and speed of all of the enemies, and the baby was the same.
Huh.
So
Good to know on that part. And then another one I did see here, and while we won't be doing this category today, mainly because I'm fairly certain that a lot of people are probably going to be submitting Village of Shadows for AGDQ. And I figure, leave something for future stuff. I imagine you've probably played both. How many differences are there between, hardcore and Village of Shadows? And if you run, hardcore, would it be feasible to get into Village of Shadows, for instance?
if you run hardcore, like, let's say you run hardcore glitchless.
Right.
The route is pretty easy to follow. The strats are just a little bit harder because of the health pools. But going from hardcore to Village of Shadows is not easy. Hardcore to Village of Shadows, I will say, is a really, like, imbalanced difficulty for this game. They didn't really do things like how you would see in Madhouse, where a lot of stuff has changed and the game itself feels like a different experience. Village of Shadows, everything is just intense bullet sponge. So there's so much more to the routing of Village of Shadows, which is fine and dandy, but all of that routing is based around being able to deal enough damage to bosses, because they take really long.
Right.
To the point where cycles are really different and equipment you use is really different. There's no changing DA for Village of Shadows. It's just static, so you don't abuse that at all. So going from hardcore to Village of Shadows is definitely a big step, and you need to practice Village of Shadows a ton to even do some of the optimized strats correctly. But I will say that for people who ran Village of Shadows and are looking for other categories, going to hardcore from Village of Shadows is a really nice change. You will find that you're probably getting way less frustrated with bosses, even though some of them are still really hard, this category.
Also, here I see a lot of people talking about the baby in chat.
The baby.
Hit rapper and artist, the baby.
I wonder if he knows that he's in this game.
He might.
I hope so. Should be his next EP art.
Oh, that'd be horrifying. It'd be cool, but horrifying.
Yeah. I know a lot of people hate this part because of the baby just being horrifically made. I mean, if you look at it in the model viewer, it's even worse, actually. Like the model viewer in the game itself. But I personally really love this section of the game. On my first playthrough, I thought this was awesome. It definitely feels like a change of direction for the developers. They wanted to include something that was more along the lines of like psychological horror and kind of just makes you feel uneasy, and I think they did a really good job with it, and I hope that this isn't just a one-off thing. I hope that maybe future Resident Evil games have sections, maybe not exactly like this, but the similar goal of just, you know, making the player uneasy and disturbed, as opposed to putting them in what primarily this game has is, you know, action sequences that are very much so based on, you know, your equipment and how you maintain your ammo and heal count and whatnot like that, you know, all that stuff. Unfortunately, I cannot eat the baby.
Damn.
Fun thing is that if you do get caught by the baby, he eats you and he says, "Yummy." It's great. It's great. Now we're gonna do the baby skip. People do this really differently. Like every runner has their different way of doing it. Some runners do exactly what I did, which is called the intermediate strat, where you run into the kitchen and bait the baby to attack, and the baby will be so far into the hallway that you're able to just slip by. Other people wait in the doorway and actually just run full steam ahead around the baby during one of its moments where it can't attack you, which is extremely risky. Or some people like to do the 30 FPS strat. The 30 FPS strat is also risky. Sorry to baby. I gotta go. But yeah, the 30 FPS strat, you just kind of run past the right side of the baby as it's going down the steps. It's also very risky. So I tend to stick to the intermediate strat because I find it pretty consistent and I don't risk losing a run to what is a 2-second time save.
Try and find me.
All right, it's time for RNG Angie. Or as some runners like to call it, R-Angie. It's okay. It's all right. Chat, hold each other, okay? We're gonna get through this. Don't cry. Oh, don't cry. It's gonna be okay.
Fucking monster.
Also, the voice actor for Angie also did the voice acting for Evelyn, and like, it's both really well done.
Yeah.
I forget her name, but wow, she did a good job.
Let's see if I can find it out. I'm gonna look.
I don't think I got the good. Oh, I did get the good RNG. Wow, so Kat got the god RNG. I got the god RNG.
Hey, marathon luck. Sometimes it's good. Also, apparently Angie is voiced by someone named Paula Rhodes.
Yes, that's her name. Thank you, Ignisis. Yeah.
No problem. I like looking up these informations during the runs. It's always fun stuff.
Yeah, that is some talent right there.
So that's who was behind all.
All right, so here's the next piece of the puzzle that is our Mr. Potato Head daughter. And we'll just snag that and move on. Now then, back to difficulty adjustments. I did get bit quite a bit.
That's DA.
That's DA. But just to make sure, I'm gonna blow myself up in this elevator. Wonderful. Okay. My inventory did look a little weird, though. I might have to fix that. Actually, you know what? It might have been okay. I'm just being safe. Because I really hate that inventory menu where it's like, you have too much stuff. Please fix your inventory. I'll avoid that at all costs. Now again, these restart checkpoint strats for RTA, bad, but I'm showing them off because they are a part of, they are a part of runs that you would see.
Right.
When people are running it for like PBs and whatnot. The LRT made by Cursed Toast, shoutouts to Cursed Toast, is really, really good. It has its quirks, but that's mainly because these games are just... They're made really strangely. Like, some of the coding and stuff is just... It's kind of ridiculous, so... The fact that Cursed Toast was able to figure out how to, like, make a timer for this is really great. So shoutouts to him. And which, by the way, this is I mean, LRT, like, isn't a thing that we usually use in Resident Evil speedruns, But this game's in-game timer, is just so wacky and makes absolutely no sense as an in-game timer that we were pretty much forced to transition to load remover time for PC speedruns, which is really unfortunate for consoles because they're stuck with the in-game timer. Shoutouts to the console runners for putting up with this game's really weird in-game timer. Alright, so we're actually getting hit there on purpose because it doesn't do any damage. But letting him hit you, it kind of messes up his AI for whatever reason. And he's not going to chase us. And also, if anybody has, like, cute pig emotes, Now's your time. Piggies. Oh yeah. That's their war cry. And now time for hidden loading screen in the form of an elevator taking you to a different area. You saw Cat doing the same thing, pause buffering. This is just a strat. If you have a really good, if you have a good computer and you're running on an SSD, you probably don't even really need to do this. I'm running on a good SSD. The only reason why I do it is because I'm just so used to it, because I don't want to risk losing 2 seconds.
Also, really quick, I saw something in chat I want to explain. DA is actually used in a lot more games than you think these days, because a lot of people don't like to be bad at video games, and people don't want to buy video games if they're bad at them. So very often, games will kind of adapt to the player's sensibilities, because it feels more rewarding to be good at a game. So if you're doing good, you get challenged. If you're doing bad, the game will kind of throw you a softball and make you, kind of dangle the carrot in front of you, so to speak. That's kind of the whole intent behind DA.
Thank you for that explanation, Igdisis, because it's extremely true, and
oh yeah, like
it's definitely something that like I totally understand, because I mean there are so many points in a game. Like I remember, you know, when I was playing Ninja Gaiden for the first time on Xbox. That's a game where I wish there was some DA so I could get through some of the absolutely terrible parts of that game. But alas, it doesn't, and you just kind of bash your head against the wall until you figure it out.
Oh, another one I had, by the way, I remember, because this game actually, some games will, if they don't have it, they'll ask you, hey, do you want to turn down the difficulty, or do you want to play on an easier area? And one game in particular was the new Ghosts and Goblins. I played that on Legend, I beat it in Loop 1, but I died a lot, and it never got easier. Power of the game was like, hey, do you want to make this easier for yourself? I was like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that game. I think that game was a game that I watched you play for hours, and I was like, I'll live vicariously through Igdisis.
Yeah.
I don't have to play this.
It's a game that I don't. I don't wish it on a lot of people. I know the pain. We had on the show, and I saw a lot of really good runners do that, and I am happy not running that game series right now.
So Kat mentioned this before. These boat disembark things are weird. I'd like to Tokyo drift into them just because that's fun. But yeah, they are really odd. We still don't know how they work. But I just do that. But now we're in Moreau section. Really straightforward. Another restart checkpoint here. This one's actually pretty good. It's a pretty solid restart checkpoint.
What am I supposed to do?
In fact, I would say both of the restart checkpoints in this area are pretty vital if you're a PC runner or a console runner, actually, either one. But now we're headed to like the windmill section. Memes, so many memes. Fishmoly memes. I'm the best memes. I've been saving this one memes, just so many. Like the first 2 weeks of this game coming out, it was.
All right.
I mean, this was everybody's favorite section because they just got to have so much fun in chat.
If people were here, you know what's coming up. Fish Molly's in chat once you hear it. If you don't know, just enjoy chat, I suppose.
Not looking to fish food.
God, I love Moreau though. He's such a cool character.
I like Moreau. I do think that as like a lord, he was kind of given the short end of the stick in the game because kind of just the story basically tells you that Mother Miranda doesn't like him. It's like,
yeah,
you know, he's kind of the odd one out and yada yada. But I think Moreau's pretty cool. Oh, another restart checkpoint here. And in the concept art, actually, it says that Moreau's favorite things to do, watch romance movies and eat cheese.
You know? Yeah, he knows a good time. It was a
Just
good
wanted
time
to
when he
share
sees
that.
it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like
See,
that.
that does sound like a good time. I would hang out with Moreau.
Yeah. What kind of cheese, though, is the question. I'm not gonna lie. It has to be good cheese, man.
That's a good question. It doesn't say what kind of cheese.
Like, knowing that cheese is technically like mold, like I don't know if I want Moreau's cheese. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He was kind of spewing a lot earlier, so I don't know if his cheese is very reliable.
Yeah.
That's like one of the first things you see when you get into Moreau's area. Is just like him puking. It's so odd, but it's pretty funny.
There's all the I'm the best.
Yep. Old fish mollies. Ethan's classic one-liners. Caught myself a big one.
Oh, I saw an awful one in chat. Someone said Morozella. Like mozzarella, but Morozella.
Oh my god.
Oh, I don't like that one. I've seen the Gouda ones. The Gouda one's nice, but I think the Morozella is the worst one I've seen. You get the honorary I hate that of the day. It's horrible.
Alright, let's see if we get the good ladder cycle. After you turn this crank, there is a chance that the ladder will just be there as soon as you get back. We didn't get the best ladder luck, but this is acceptable. That's the second best luck you can get on that ladder. All right. Now we're kind of finished with the Peepo Run section, as I like to call it. And we are going to go see the Duke for a little bit before we fight the best. Okay. Yeah, Ethan's got some classic Resident Evil dialogue. It's pretty nice.
Ah, yes, yes.
Okay, so sell some stuff.
Miss
Go to
Angie.
supplies, buy
Just
a briefcase, buy the sniper rifle, buy 2 mines, 2 pipe bombs, and upgrade the sniper rifle power as well as the rate of fire. I had just enough lay during this
Good day,
route
then.
to get the full fire rate. Oh god, messing up this puzzle. So I'm left with 60 lay. That is a tight money route this run. Usually I have a little bit more than that. So.
Got it.
Now, the hardcore strat for Moreau is pretty fast. You actually, you zero cycle him on hardcore, just like you do on casual. But the strat is very different. So I'm just gonna focus up, and you guys are gonna watch what happens. Just gotta shortcut my sniper real quick. For this, and let's go.
I guess I gotta do this.
All right, 8 mines. We're placing 8 mines right here next to this barrel.
Jesus Christ.
And all 8 of those mines with the barrel, it's gonna do some pretty crazy damage.
He's still not dead either. That was 8 mines.
And he's dead. So that is the 0 cycle Moreau strat. That was basically perfect. In death as he was in life, the exit's up ahead. So yeah, that's the 0 cycle Moreau, done basically perfectly. Just I'm obviously the menuing could have been a bit faster, but apart from that, that was exactly what you want to see. Like I said, the mines in this route are very important. The whole reason we're able to 0 cycle him like that is because we put those mines down next to that barrel. So very, very fun strat. Not as tight. It's like not as tight as the Lady D strat, obviously, because we're not depending on like shotgun spread RNG or anything like that. But definitely takes quite a bit of practice just to understand the movements that you need to do, because if you're too late to run past him, he'll go a different direction, which means you will not be able to do the mine strat correctly. You won't have enough time to plant the mines and then run back. So it's a very specific strat, but it's not like RNG based or anything like that. It takes a bit of practice. Piggies! So in this route, we go pick up the Magnum. Essentially, the Magnum is just this weapon that destroys everything. Like, it does so much damage. Even on Village of Shadows, like, the Magnum is really powerful. It's also one of the nicest looking Magnums in the entire series. It's actually, like, the most beautiful gun in the game. Also, the pauses, just to remind everyone that that elevator in Moreau's section is a hidden loading zone. So I'm actually pause buffering to make it so that the loading is a little bit faster. All right, we're gonna shoot this guy. Do the pause strat. We're gonna kill him and open the door. So that pause strat is so I can pick up the Magnum right away, which gives me the perfect amount of time to set up the next shot with my shotgun. This big guy might hit me. Nope, never mind. It's not gonna hit me. That's kind of him. So yeah, now we have the Magnum. Very, very vital weapon to the route. I didn't get hit at all, so I will need to take some damage in the stronghold for the difficulty adjustments for Urias or Urias. I still really don't know how it's pronounced.
Good question. Although, I guess in all fairness, I think this game had issues pronouncing a lot of the words in it already. So it really doesn't matter. Yeah, because they pronounced Dimitrescu wrong.
Yeah. That is a thing.
Yeah.
That's why I don't know.
Maybe it's Urias.
Urias.
Urias. Just like that. Not even Urias or Urias. Urias. The strong ooh.
Or, Dark Hagrid.
That also works.
Now we're going to the strongholds, and the stronghold is risky, but it's not inconsistent. I would say like 90% of the time, things will work out in the stronghold, and you will be okay. The other 10%, not so much. So, because, this is a marathon run, I'm expecting the 10% to happen, much like the ambush earlier at the very beginning of the run. Hopefully not, but, Also, while this ladder animation's playing out, I'm actually going to go ahead and make 3 heals. And this will ensure that I can heal myself right away if I do end up taking too much damage in the stronghold here. Is there a guy here? Nope. Okay, that's good. That's one of the things that can go really wrong, is that there's a guy already up here. So we're gonna guard. We're gonna let this guy hit us. Let him hit us. Let him hit us. We got extra grenade rounds. That's good. Gonna heal. Gonna let this guy bite us because we didn't take damage earlier, so we need to actually take a pretty good amount. But that should be the perfect amount of time so that I can get through the gate after I'm done getting bit. Now our DA should be good. If we take an extra hit, I have the extra heals just in case. We did get an extra grenade round, which is nice. How much? I can't check how much grenade ammo I have. If this was a PB attempt, I wouldn't pick up the grenade rounds coming up shortly, but I'm going to anyways, just to be safe. But I did talk about the random ammo drops earlier. That was one of them that you would actually really like to see. So, kind of cool that I can at least give that example. Oh, goodness. Okay, thanks. Thanks, buddy. I'll be on my way now.
Okay, big guy.
Those guys will never hit you if you do that line correctly. Some people go to 30 FPS just to be safe, but literally just slide right by them. And right here, I'm actually I'm not holding S or A or whatever your key might be to go left. You actually tap it. This makes this section a little bit faster. I forget how much time it saves, but it's like 5 seconds, so I just won't do it. Here's a heal, some grenade launch ammo. Oh. I hate that screen, so I'm not even going to try and make room for that ammo. I'm just gonna get out of that screen and move on to Orius, who we are going to shoot before he drops down. 2 shots, 3rd shot, 4th shot, and 5th shot. We're gonna reload twice, pump him with 2 more bullets, switch to the sniper as soon as possible, start blasting, hit him with 3 shots, reload, pick up these pipe bombs here, start blasting him again, turn around and guard if, you know, you're fast enough, unlike me. And he's dead. So yet again, that was basically perfect, except for getting hit. I was supposed to guard that attack and then shoot instantly afterwards. That was a very good Orius fight. Very, very good. It's exactly what you want. So yeah, super quick fight. Like I said, the Magnum is good. It's a good weapon. It deals damage.
It's the big iron.
A big iron on Ethan's hip. His moldy hip. Oh, see, that's an example of the boat just doing this crazy 180 turn. See how I kind of like drifted in there? We got an example of how boat disembarking works. All right, so we're gonna shortcut the grenade launcher now because we don't need the Magnum for a little while. And we have 7 grenade launcher ammo. That's actually 2 more grenade launcher ammo than we usually have, so that's good. It's very good. Hello, Hector. You want another freebie? Here, I'll give it to you. So that goat is Hector. The other one is Philip.
The DA goat.
All of the fish that you saw in that little water section after the Lady Dimitrescu fight. Those are all named Tony.
All of them.
All of them. They're all Tony. The bluebird is named Jay. I don't have any names for the pigs. I just call them piggies. But I gave Hector a couple of freebies because
Not interested, I suppose.
he deserves it.
He's a good lad.
He's a good lad. He really is. So now we have the chalice. Because that's how we assemble our Mr. Potato Head daughters. We put all the flasks into a chalice, and voila, it works. It just works. We have the technology and voodoo magic. Not. And we're on to the factory section, which has another out of bounds skip. Now, it doesn't skip a whole lot. I'll explain what it skips when we get to it, but yeah. The any percent part of the speedrun is not over. This elevator is not a loading zone. Don't worry, we're pause buffering. But the beginning of the factory here is, yeah.
Don't worry about the kid, Ethan.
Don't worry about the run, chat. It'll be fine. Just get your butt across the bridge, chat.
Ethan Winters.
Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. Again, if we have any questions,
I didn't think you'd make it past Daughter Moreau.
yeah, ask away. Igdices, if you have any questions, ask away as well.
I'm all mostly good for right now. We can line them up. Actually, I do have a... This is more of a leading question more than anything. I know we had the one out of bounds earlier. Are we going to be able to see another out of bounds?
What are you planning?
Yes, we are going to be doing another out of bounds. There's only 2 of them. The first one in the castle's a pretty big skip, and it's a miracle it even works. It's also a miracle that this one coming up works. It will be pretty much almost right at the beginning of the factory. It's very similar, very similar way of clipping out of bounds, but not a super similar way of getting back in bounds. So we'll see it very soon.
What was that thing?
That ledge right there is kind of silly. Who in this game is the best boy? Duke. Well, actually, it's Moreau, but I just like to say Duke because he's kind of the MVP of this whole thing. Without the Duke, this game would be really, really difficult. And also less interesting. Also, that damage that I just took was not intentional. I try to shoot the shotgun at just one of them, and sometimes it'll stun all of them because of the blowback, but we did not get that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot this door to open it, I'm gonna get my sniper out, crouch, and I'm going to collateral these 2 enemies just to kill them and get them out of the way, because later I'll be encountering them again. And now we're gonna do the out of bounds. Kind of the same deal as before. We're going to line up with this door. I'm playing it really safe. We're gonna quick turn, hold back, and boom. We're gonna clip through the wall. And now we're gonna drop over here, crouch under this. We're gonna run, hug the wall, hug it, now get away from it, open this door, crouch, and back in bounds. And there you go. There's the factory out of bounds. It saves 30 to 40 seconds based on how quickly you can actually achieve it. And I'm going to do a restart checkpoint here. This is not super necessary for like casual difficulty, but hardcore and Voss, the enemies are usually like right in the hallway. or not the hallway, but the doorway. So it's nice to restart that checkpoint and be able to have a consistent exit. But yeah, I personally really like that out of bounds strat. It's just really cool. The castle out of bounds is super cool as well, but there's something about the factory one that is just the movement out of bounds is cooler, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. The movement out of bounds is more specific and just looks really dope. It does not save as much time, but it's pretty cool. So, what does that skip? Asks the chat. I opened this door over here early, so I actually don't have to go through an area to get all of the molds here. So, not going through that big room with like the turning like piston thingies. That is the time save. Uh-oh. There we go, lockpick. So we're gonna open that drawer because that has magnum ammo in it. But in order to save the most amount of time possible, we're not gonna pick it up just yet because the drawer takes a little bit of time to actually allow you to pick up the magnum ammo. So we're gonna come back and get that later. But yeah, that skip just skips a room. Do a pause strat to pick up a mine here. And remember that door that I mentioned that is really annoying with the grenade launcher sometimes? It's coming up soon. Very soon. I will point it out. This one, pretty consistent as long as you aim correctly. Pick up another mine. And get that door. That one's consistent as well as long as you aim correctly. But the next one is the one that is not consistent. I've had a couple of runs where I shoot the grenade launcher and it'll only destroy like two of the red pips. It's quite silly. It's this one right here. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. No idea why, it just doesn't break all of the old things sometimes.
The strong will destroy the weak. That's the way of the world.
Also, you've probably noticed that Heisenberg doesn't shut up. When you speedrun the factory, he just doesn't stop talking. Which I'm okay with because Heisenberg's voice actor is really fun and his dialogue is fun, but yeah, he just never shuts up.
Miranda thinks we're nothing but children. Oh, she doesn't care for us. No. She's long lost all her humanity. I must destroy her.
I don't give a shit about your family drama.
Yeah, Heisenberg is actually a really great character. I personally like to call him Heisenbunger.
Oh, after the bug snacks.
Yes. Good old bug snacks reference.
It's fitting.
That was some aim.
First try.
There we go. That's better. This room is really straightforward. Like, you just shoot the red bulb things and you're good to go. That'll stop the fan. Now, the only thing that I need to do is shoot that guy with the grenade launcher to stun him. Because if you don't, the two guys will block this ladder. And if two guys are blocking the ladder, you're done for. But if only one guy is blocking the ladder, you can squeeze by him, and it doesn't matter if he hits you on the ladder. It does not matter at all. Now we're coming up to the big fan. Biggest of fans. And we wait, obviously, because the fan is pulling you faster than you can just run, so you wait a few seconds before you actually shoot it and disable it.
Shit, that was close.
And it just like flies like 30 feet.
Just gets yoinked. But yeah, the factory so far is going pretty smooth, actually. Sometimes this is an area in the run where just a couple of strats you might mess up, and it's a bit disorienting. It's really easy to mess up the out of bounds. Remember how in the out of bounds I was turning the corner and I mentioned hugging the wall? If you don't hug the wall, you will actually drop, and when you drop, you can't do the rest of the out of bounds correctly, so you actually have to restart checkpoint. So the out of bounds in factory is actually quite risky in an optimized run. Not as risky as the castle skip, because you only have one pipe bomb to do castle skip in the first place, but yeah, now I'm just gonna waste my handgun ammo because I don't need it. And this is our second to last Duke stop that we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be selling the treasures that we've gotten so far. We're gonna be selling the handgun, and we're gonna be buying the flashbang recipe, the Magnum, a Magnum upgrade, so we get a free 7 bullets. And then we'll also be buying a couple of pipe bombs and mines. Might even buy an extra heal, actually.
Thinking of ways to pass the time.
Don't even think I need it, but might as well be safe.
This is Lord Moreau's?
Flashbangs.
I suppose it's what they
heal.
call the beauty of the grotesque.
And we're about to do a lot of menuing, so what we're going to do is we're going to shortcut the Magnum to 4. We're going to make all of these mines, and then we're going to make the flashbangs, and then we're good to go.
It's dark.
And that's actually the last big menu of the run. I actually have some extra ammo with my grenade launcher, so I can just choose to kill that guy. Which is a nice thing about having extra grenade launcher ammo if you get lucky and get some. Because that guy is just always in the way of the door, and by taking him out, this guy's gonna open the door for me, I'm gonna stun him, run by him, and then we're good to go. I don't want that gunpowder, but I'll take it. That's a good meme. We don't need gunpowder in this run. I've been trying to avoid it, but alas, I cannot. Ethan needs the powder. I might as well pick up those now, I guess. Alright, we're gonna flashbang this guy. And this is the only time I do 30 FPS strats in the entire run. It's right here. Just to get past that guy. Even RTA, it's faster to do that, so... But, yeah. Easy peas. Hey, Mr. Duke Meister. Maxi Duke in the chat if you have it.
Yeah, that big zoom.
I'm trying to shoot some of the soldats off the line. Ah, okay, whatever.
It's all
you can shoot those soldats, and they'll drop. It's pretty fun. So yeah, if you don't understand what 30 FPS does, it makes collision smaller. And it lets you slip by certain enemies. All right, time for Sturm. This is gonna go by really quick, so you flashbang him. And we're gonna shoot him 7 times with the Magnum, and he's dead. Like I said earlier, the Magnum is very good. Very, very good. We're gonna take his heart, even though I don't need it. Taking it anyways. It's mine now. So yeah, that's the Sturm fight. That's the last... that's the last time... Actually, no, that's not the last time we're gonna use the Magnum. We're actually gonna use the Magnum on Heisenberg as well, But Heisenberg fight's a little bit different because you take out most of his health with, like, this miniature war tank that Chris suddenly... I don't understand why Heisenberg has, like, this miniature war tank hand-me-down thing, and Chris is just like, yeah, I'm just gonna make this usable again, and we're gonna use it to kill Heisenberg. It's like, that's too convenient.
But he didn't have time to tell Ethan.
Resident Evil games.
I'm coming, Rose.
I'm coming, Rose. I'm a savior. Even though I put you in a chalice and left you in the village already. Alright, Heisenberg fight. So, you saw Kat do it. I'm gonna do it too. You restart checkpoint as soon as you can, beginning of the fight, because it gives you your missile back, which is a very good way of opening the fight. All right, here we go. And blam. Now, as you can see, I actually blew up his left arm weak spot with the explosive, the missile. That actually does double damage if you do that. So we try to do that if we can. Oh yeah, this is going really, really well, actually. Like, this fight is going really well. There it is. Done. That was a good fight. It's a really good fight. Now we're headed to the second phase, where we will be using our guns to take him out. I'm Metal Army. I'm gonna murder that gorilla man.
Hey. Someone watched
that
the
was
last
so
run.
funny when you mentioned that earlier, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what? Excuse me?
Yeah.
They call him Gorilla Man in the Japanese version. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they localized the meme. I think the main,
honestly.
it also got mentioned, like, oh, does the Japanese version not have the boulder punching? I think the main difference is that they just didn't fixate on the boulder punching like North America did, or you know, like North America, Europe. So They more fixated on just Redfield as being a general, like, you know, like strong, like a gorilla. So they call him the Gorilla Man. They just localized the meme that made more sense.
Your funeral! So good. Some of like Ethan's comebacks after he like defeats bosses and stuff, it's just so funny. It's just classic Resident Evil. Like when he beats Lady D, he's like, "No, you're the one who's cursed." It's like, did you really just know you, this boss? Okay. And then he does it again. He does it again to Heisenberg, where Heisenberg and then like Heisenberg drops him into the factory, and he says, "Your funeral," and then Ethan is like, "You know what? No, you. No, your funeral."
Share your screen, and I'll go over the situation.
But yeah, Chris's section is starting. Chris's section is
When was it last? The desert?
really important.
Doing nothing but recons got
It
me
is
out of
really
shape.
easy to lose so much time in this section if you don't do things correctly, especially on the harder difficulties. So I'm actually going to be showing you a couple of strats that are pretty much mandatory to make it so that this is a safe endeavor. We're going to shoot this guy to stun him. We're going to throw a nade. We're going to throw another nade.
Western route is clear. Moving out.
Roger that.
And that's going to make this a really a quick segment right there. We're going to shortcut the flash nades while the slowdown is happening to eliminate the slowdown and get to the gate. Now we're going to take out our gun because the next two enemies we're going to shoot.
That's probably
we would flash nade them, but we actually have to keep a flash nade for the Urias strat that I'm going to show you all. The Urias strat.
The Dark Hagrid.
Urias. Dark Hagrid. Also, everybody on Wolfhound wants to talk over each other in this section, which is pretty funny. Oh. Okay, so those two guys are dead. And we're gonna throw this nade. Oh, this is working out, even though it was a little sketchy. Okay, we're good. This guy just had to... Alright, okay. Now we're good. That part is scary. Because it can go real bad, but... Now we have the big laser beam from satellite stuff going on. Pick up some equipment over here.
Just a minute. There's a swarm headed that way.
We gotta hit this Mega Mycete wall 3 times with the lasers, so we're gonna hit ourselves with the barrel for some DA adjustment. We're gonna kill the archer. We're gonna toss a flash nade, and we're gonna start working on our second satellite laser beam. There it is. Now we're gonna pick up some more equipment.
You know, I didn't even think that this section would have DA.
Yeah, this section has DA. It's actually really important. It's probably more important than some of the strats with DA with Ethan, actually. Funny enough. Oh. Okay. Nice, we got it. Okay. I was a bit scared there, but we're fine.
I found it good.
So that was really clean. That section was very, very clean. Very happy with that. And now I'm going to show you how to stun lock Urias on hardcore. This is a very specific strat. Like, very specific. And yes, we are taking this damage on purpose. Gonna stand back. Okay, we're gonna heal. Throw the flash. Now we're gonna run into this corner. And now, if you just keep this up, he should be stun locked.
Huh. How is this found?
Now, this strat is not possible on Village of Shadows because his health pool and the damage that he takes is a little bit different. And on casual, the strat is like really easy to do because he's, you know, he's just really easy to kill on casual. So that's why on hardcore you have to do that exactly the way that I did it. If you mess up any of those nades, or you mess up the flash nade, or even the position in which you flash him in, you will not get that strat.
We can figure that out.
Very, very specific.
Focus on the plan. I found it. It's the Megamycete.
So that's how you do Chris's section.
Captain, I have eyes on Miranda at the ceremony site.
Keep your distance. Do not move until I give the order.
I know it's too late now, but we really should have told Ethan the plan.
There wasn't time. We didn't expect Miranda to act so soon.
Even so, you should have told him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how Chris just straight up is just like, yeah, probably should have done that. You gotta feel bad for Chris though in this game. He just wants Ethan to stay away so that none of his like, you know, well, okay, friends, not really a friend. I don't know how close they got after 7, but just he doesn't want to see any more people die because of what he had to put them through, basically. Like, you know, whether they're like squad mates or just people they've worked with. Chris has already seen enough, and he's like, Ethan, don't get involved.
How did I get
And then all of this happens, and Chris has to go through it all again. What's the world record for this category? Good question. It's a 1:34:20 load removal time.
Who has
it's
that?
on my YouTube.
Hey!
It's on my YouTube. Which is Maxi Lobes. And Maxi Lobes on literally everything. Twitch.tv/Maxi Lobes. YouTube/Maxi Lobes.
The assemblage of life and machine. I can feel Lord Heisenberg.
So this is the last stop for the Duke. We're gonna upgrade the rate of fire, the ammo capacity, the power,
than one might think.
and we are gonna go buy a heal just in case I don't have one, because we are going to purposefully take damage to Miranda.
Please, be well.
Thanks.
So yeah, feel free to follow me on Twitch. I speedrun a ton of games. Currently world record holder of Devil May Cry 1. This category in Village, Fear 2, Visage.
Out of my way.
Pausing here so I can run right away. Return of the King, Lord of the Rings Return of the King. I have like 12 records at the moment for like various games, so yeah, I speedrun quite a bit.
You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. Winters.
Alright, so Miranda. We're just gonna start blasting. We're gonna take damage on purpose. We're gonna no-scope her into her next phase. Now we're gonna reload.
So now we can die.
Now she's going into her third phase, which is her flying phase.
How can you deny?
Why the hell can't you realize?
Now she's going to her fourth phase, where she gets this spirit bomb attack. We're gonna throw 4 pipe bombs. And then we're gonna start planting mines. Now, these 10 mines are what is going to allow us to kill her right now.
10?
Boom, got her.
This is how you end Winters.
To 10.
Yeah, 10 mines. Yeah. You can do it with 9, but I like to use 10. Just to make sure.
Huh.
And we're coming up on time, so here we go. And time.
GG, good stuff.
GG's.
All right. Great job, Mr. Maxi. Let's see what your time was. Looks like it's about a 1:46:51.
Very nice. Yep.
Yeah.
Now, like I said before I started this run, the estimate is healthy because there's a lot that can go wrong, but for the most part, I nailed every single boss strategy. Didn't take any deaths except for the ambush death, which was really unfortunate, but apart from that, very solid run. Pretty much showed you every single strat that I use in the current world record, which again, you can find that current world record on my YouTube. It's the latest upload. So if you're curious to see what the fastest run is, go check that out.
Hey.
It's all right. But yeah, that is any percent hardcore for Resident Evil Village, which is a booming speed game right now.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, 4,000 members in the Village speedrunning Discord already.
A lot of people.
That's a lot of people, yeah. It's really crazy to see how much hype there is. So there's a lot of good runs, a lot of good runners. The community, I personally think that the community right now for Village is like a very healthy community. We've got a lot of people who have tutorials, guides. They'll help you in the Discord. They're active. They're on every day. They're doing runs every day. It's just popping.
So that leads to a nice follow-up questions. 1, if anyone wants to find you on Twitch or anywhere else, where can they find you?
Twitch.tv/MaxiLobes. I stream 6 days a week. Only day I'm not on is Friday. I've been grinding this game for a month and a half since it came out, so I'm going to be switching it up now that I've got that record. So I'm going to be doing a lot of different runs.
There's a bomb in that thing that'll blow this whole village sky high.
A lot of different categories.
Look at me. When I hit this trigger, we can't
And then 2, do you have any shoutouts?
Shoutouts.
He's waiting for you. She's alive, you hear me?
Well, apart from the shoutouts to the community that I just did, shoutouts to Kat and Mar for doing the glitchless run before me. They did a great job. Shoutouts again to Cursed Toast, as well as Squirrelies and Video Game Roulette for making tools so that we can have not only an even playing field for PC runners, but also for tools to kind of understand how the game works better, as well as some, mods that you can use to make the game a little bit more accessible and enjoyable to run. Shoutouts to pretty much all of the other hardcore runners, such as Failmore. I know that I learned a lot of cool strats from Dist, because he ran it for a little bit. And yeah, as well as I See Dead Kittens and Hippo. Shoutouts to Hippo, who doesn't even have a run for this game, but found so many cool things. Hippo's the one who actually originally found out that you can go out of bounds with pipe bombs, which makes any percent the category that it is now, as well as a bunch of cool other strats. So shoutouts to Hippo.
All right.
And yeah, if you want to join the community Discord, it is up on speedrun.com. There's a tab you can click. If you want to run a game, there's a lot of resources. So
yeah. All right. That being said, though, I do want to say thank you, Mr. Maxi.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah. And
thanks to chat.
Yeah, thank you, chat, for watching as well. Anyway, that being said, that about wraps up this week's episode of Speedruns from the Crypt. We had a fun time being able to showcase Village. I wanted to put this game on since the game came out. I had a feeling we were going to be planning the show, and what perfect time to be the pretty much the last show before SGDQ, because that is coming on up. So once again, I do want to thank you all for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed Speedruns from the Crypt. We'll be back in 4 weeks this time. Not 2 weeks, but 4 weeks. We are not going to have a show during SGDQ, because that's SGDQ, where you're probably going to be watching that, and that makes sense. But we'll be having a, an electrifying show after SGDQ ends, about 2 weeks after that. So once again, I've been your host, Icdisis, I guess the spooky showrunner here. So if you want to ever keep up with any dates on the, the show, how I run it, how I kind of do things, you can check me out. I'm on Twitch with Icdisis, ECDYCIS, and as well, I'm also on things like Twitter under the same Icdisis. So that being said, I hope you all have a good rest of the day and or night, and take it easy. As well, tomorrow we'll be having the first step, starting around 7 p.m. Eastern. Lastly, I hope that you'll join us for a raid before we leave. We'll be going to another Resident Evil Village stream. So, have a great night and stay spooky.